We are live.
Are we live? Are we live? I'm not sure if anyone's watching yet, though. I don't know if Mark and Nev says he's on his way. Where's Bill?
They're all a half step behind, or
Yeah,
trying to figure out where the StreamYard link is. Because we had such a long conversation earlier, they may have forgot that the link's up there already.
Yeah, they're all bloody slow. They're all bloody slow.
Johnny really wants to try and make it today, but he is slammed with work right now. So if he can make it, he'll make it. If he can't, you know.
These people who work. I'm 15 years now into retirement.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, welcome to Geeky Weekly. Anyone who might be watching, we're joined today by Kyle's mum. Hello, Kyle's mum.
Welcome to Mima's house.
There you go.
How far away do you two live from each other?
About 45 minutes, right?
At least 45 minutes to an hour.
So is it Indiana, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I left Indianapolis area to move farther out, and this would seem strange to you, thinking that this house is historic when you have these buildings really historic. But my house is from 1862. And in America, that is like real exciting history.
yeah, that's an old one. That's an old one.
I
talking of exciting history, it's Mark.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Hello, Mark. Hi.
Alistair.
Welcome to Mima's house.
We've got 3 generations.
Yeah,
really?
Four generations.
Yeah, there's 4 generations. There's just one missing because we don't have any of my kids around. But
yeah.
So
you just maybe your grandson's sitting. Where are the parents gone? Are they just not they're at home, are they? Or
yeah, they got a break for a week. I got him for a whole week.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of my Father's Day present. I got him for a week so we can goof off and play video games and feed the birds and
cool.
Fart on Nene.
We work hard. We're from a hard-working family. Everybody has worked very hard, really. And Alistair worked hard with his grades, his chores, and all kinds of things. He's got soccer now.
All right, cool. That's good. So have you always lived in Indiana then? Is that where you've always lived?
Great-grandchildren. How many great-grandchildren have you got?
Well, I started out with 3 sons. Then I got 3 granddaughters.
Right.
And now I have 6 great-grandchildren, 4 boys and 2 girls.
Nice.
So that is my claim to fame. I am Mima. That's my claim to fame.
Yeah. There's me. Not even got any kids. I haven't.
You haven't?
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh well. Never mind. No, never bothered. So I don't get any birthday. I don't get any birthday and Christmas cards from anybody. So because I've got no descendants.
No,
which is a shame. There should be more of you.
Now I know Mark has 2 daughters because Kyle.
I've got 3 children. I've got 2 daughters, 25, and a son, 27. Yeah.
Oh, okay, 3 children. Yeah.
No grandchildren as of yet.
No grandkids yet, though. No great grandchildren yet.
Oh, not that I know
of. That would be weird, wouldn't it?
Kyle has the comic book interest is now, picked up by Eli and Alistair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
But
what about you? Do you remember?
Today, we call them graphic novels.
Yeah.
Rather than comic books. They're called graphic novels. Because, like, when I was young, they were real funny books, like Donald Duck or something. So, if you bought bubble gum for 1 cent, and you opened it up. On the wrapper would be a cartoon.
Yeah, I remember that. We had those bazooka. We had bazooka bubble gum, and you used to open it up, and you used to have a little comic strip inside it.
And mostly we would see Archie. But now, when I was a young girl and I was a girly girl, I liked the Katie Keene comics, and I would get Betty and Veronica, but not Archie. And to see the girls there.
And did you have a favorite out of Betty or Veronica, or did you like both of them?
I don't know. They just kind of went together, and they had these adventures. And when you're little, that's a world unseen. These were teenage people, and that's how I thought teenage girls thought. You know, it's an unseen world. But today, it's more sophisticated, and the stories are, and it's really a graphic novel today. Like everything has evolved, and writing is a place for everybody and something for everybody, but it's all writing. And these people today have highly developed writing skills that make these books. Did Kyle tell you about going to the Marvel studio?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, they were so excited. Him and my nephew, they were so excited.
They just walked in, didn't they?
No,
I got buzzed in because I schmoozed. So they had to be buzzed in.
Oh, okay.
And I conned my way into there.
Well, New York has a bad reputation that people are unfriendly. But we didn't find them that way at all. The thing is, you got 40,000 people in street traffic. They're not all going to wave hi like they do out in the country, you know.
No.
So we talked to the lady at the desk at Marvel Studios, and she took us right into their boardroom, and they were real excited. And they have a big the original Thor's hammer encased there.
Right. Cool.
They thought that was pretty exciting.
Well, yeah.
Where's the Thor's hammer from? Is it a prop from like the old Hulk movie or something like that?
It's the props they had in there were on comic book covers, like the Doom mask that's on Fantastic Four 248 or something, or 230.
So they mocked up some props and took photos for covers.
Yeah, and like the classic Joe Jusko Spider-Man sitting in the web like a hammock. The original painting was in there under glass, and it's just all original stuff, just insanely original stuff. The pictures I got will never convey how cool it was.
Oh, it's Boy Voiced Man in. Boy Voiced Man is here.
Hi, people. I'm just showing us on the internet. Carry on. Your voice holds out.
Mother, Nevs, Neville, Mother.
Hello.
Hello, Kyle's mum. How you doing, my love? Welcome to the show. Have they treated you well? Did they make you a cup of tea or anything?
Well, I drink coffee.
Oh, okay.
Sludge.
But we have iced tea.
Iced tea, yeah.
We drink iced tea.
She makes her coffee grounds this thick.
Oh, wow.
Coffee tastes like dirty sludge. But
I
that's
had
the way she makes her coffee.
Kyle's always telling us that you're the great poet. You do a lot of great poetry writing.
Well, some people thought so. Kyle didn't.
Oh, he seems very proud of it because he does mention it quite a bit. He seems quite proud of your writing.
Not really. I will tell you, critics love me.
Right.
My kids do not want to look at anything I wrote.
Why we were in New York to begin with is she was doing a poetry reading at the Chelsea Hotel because she was an award winner, and they flew her out to New York for it. So
cool.
Yeah.
And I got my 15 minutes. In America, we say everybody gets your 15 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sorry.
15 minutes of fame.
The poetry reading she did was on the second floor, directly above room 101 and 102, where the Sid and Nancy incident happened.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it room
What?
101 from 1984?
Hey, Bill.
Hey guys.
It's where Sid stabbed Nancy.
Yes, we have read out 1984.
Sexist.
I did get
Oh,
reference.
was it? I
Huh?
didn't know that.
I don't
Yeah,
think your mum was
you were
responsible.
where you did the reading was directly above that hotel room.
Oh, your mom's a medium? She was doing readings? I'm kidding. Hi, Mom.
No, poetry readings.
She is
I
also
can
that. If
see
you guys want to talk metaphysics, we can talk metaphysics too. This can go anywhere you
Okay.
want it to go. So
I'm so excited.
if you think I'm a little quirky, just wait and see.
I know. We
Well,
think you're way more than a
I'm
little.
a big fan of Kyle's poetry.
Kyle's poetry.
I definitely believe
So he's obviously a chip off the old block.
Well, I only had one heartbreak in writing,
Right.
and that was the fact that they really liked my novels and all, and I did well with critics, and I did well with publications. But my dream was to be in a poetry book along with Dylan Thomas.
Oh wow, yes, that would be great.
That was my dream. Okay. So this book was coming out with Dylan Thomas, Sylvia Plath. I sent them a poem and they sent me back an acceptance for the book.
Wow.
So that was all I ever really wanted.
Wow. That's fantastic.
And it wasn't.
Oh,
3 months later, they bumped me for a poem by Yoko Ono.
no, that makes
no.
Sorry.
Not only did she ruin the Beatles, but she messed with your poetry linking book as well. Shocking.
Oh, it put me in bed 3 days. What do you mean? That was my great disaster. And everybody says, "We'll try again." I said, no. I don't want to go through this anymore. But Yoko Ono,
Yeah.
So that was my great writing disaster. The rest was pretty good. They let me do it. I right now have in the hands of another company a bunch of novels I wrote, and they're going to put them out, and the proceeds will go to my kids.
Okay.
So I have to fix up this house, and there's always something to fix.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the great heartbreak, and I guess that happens to a lot of people in the different fields.
Well, you got Yoko'd. I got Don Hosed. I created the Don Ho cartoon show, and he died right before it could premiere. So it got canceled before it began.
Oh man!
Yeah, that happens.
You've been Yoko'd. I've been Don Hosed.
That's what you say. I got Yoko'd.
No, I know, and it was heartbreaking for a while, and then it got to, but I still got to do it. I still did it on my terms. I still did what I wanted to do, and you went on to do great. And I've done a lot of things I'm even more proud of since then. But things like that, when you think this is my big break, and then you get broken in the process, and it never happens, it's hard. It's hard to come back from that. And I'm pretty impressed, actually.
Did it give you what do you call it? Stuff to write about? The experience give you more poems to write? Did it?
No. It was a learning. But today, I'm just thankful they let me do all that today. Just, I got a chance to do stuff that I really wanted to do, and I'm real thankful for that. But Kyle said you guys were interested in the 500 race, and I sent him some pictures. And like I say, I'm more from the history than today's 500. I don't know.
I saw one of the pictures.
He sent you your pictures?
We got one.
AJ, She's talking about all those AJ pictures I sent
Yeah.
in the group chat.
Oh, AJ Foyt. Oh,
Like
yeah.
you said previously.
Well, the 500 is not like it used to be whatsoever. Today, I guess you know, but our uncle was in the history of it there with AJ. And
I didn't know that. Kyle's never mentioned that part.
Well, we could do pretty much with race drivers. I was the first grandchild and niece and all that, so I had uncles that thought I'd be wild like them. So I had this kind of double image with them. I was this real good, straight little Catholic girl, but then they would take me with these race drivers and taught me to drive at 14.
And suddenly you were Shirley Muldowney, you know?
No,
I'm
suddenly I drove enough to scare people. But they would take me like down an alley and there'd be a telephone pole at the end. And they'd make me go fast and see how fast I could stop before I hit it and how close I would come.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
My God, that's crazy.
Well,
I mean, it's crazy now. Back then it was like normal, but
well, we would get to ride around the track and do all these things people couldn't do. But my uncle, their lifestyle was very different, and they're very daring people. And of course, then you could watch the cars go by because they weren't as fast. Now, as it changed, today it's international, and I went once and didn't want to go anymore because you sit like this.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look fun anymore.
Well, I don't think the people are as the same as the historic ones. You know, like
you
the
get
kids.
A lot of celebrities. It's the same kind of crowds that go to the World Series and that go to the Super Bowl. I think the normal people can't afford to go in, or
That's
at least
right.
I mean, at least at the 500, normal people can kind of afford to, be in the cheap seats because there's enough of them. But in most sports, you don't even get that choice. Even the cheap seats are thousands of dollars now, and it's ridiculous.
It really is, and that's why my hat's off to any drivers out there. That's just, I don't see how they even do this. I don't see how these new cars don't leave the ground. But our uncle was a top mechanic, and in the 50s, he was with a driver named Jimmy Bryan, and Jimmy was killed. And it was 1955, and my uncle came home, and we all got together. But he brought this tequila with a worm in it. And believe it or not, he gave me a glass of it, and I was 9 years old. So my uncle kind of, I don't know what they wanted me to be.
So did you swallow the worm?
No, nobody did. But I had all these.
That's a rite of passage among guys. So
yeah, it's meant to give you an extra shock, Bill.
I don't remember anybody swallowing it, but I've was
never
just
swallowed the worm. I just think it reminds me too much of Mr. Mind.
Yeah. Why don't you put a worm in it anyway? Just to be cruel to worms? What is the point? Does the worm add a flavor to it?
The worm used to serve a purpose, and I'm trying to remember what, but it became more of a icon or a I don't know, like a standard, I guess. And it's only in certain. It's not. You don't find it in anything but the 2 or 3 brands. But but basically,
Mezcal.
that freaking worm is so saturated in alcohol that it's like you get a really big buzz from it. I've heard. I have never swallowed one. Nevs probably has.
I've chewed it up. It's in mezcal.
Mezcal, yeah.
That's
Mezcal, yeah.
Nevs, have you swallowed a worm?
Yes, I did.
No, I'm asking Nevs. Sorry, Kyle.
Did Kyle eat worms as a kid as well?
A lawyer.
No?
Only when I was doing my boogeyman cosplay a few years back.
You're
blimey.
a wormitarian?
They're ugly. It's ugly. Yeah.
They're horrible.
Double
You know? And you know, we have these things down here called, what are they called? They're either called horned worms or claw worms, but they look like evil. They're like they have these huge pincers that are like built into their mouths that go over their skull, and they look like something out of a Godzilla movie. They scare the crap out of
Surely worms don't have skulls, do they?
I think he's been watching Tremors.
No, they do have skulls. They're just not made of.
That's where I get all my information about worms.
Look, worms are like haven't got any skeletons, have they? Worms.
I don't know about that.
No, they haven't.
That depends on what you ask. I mean, sea worms are skeletal.
That's why it looks so weird, because it's a bone-looking thing coming out of the soft. I mean, it's huge.
Just mandibles, isn't it?
No. It's in the head.
Oh man!
It's like attached to the jaw and the top of the skull. They're creepy as hell. Yeah,
it sounds like bloodworms from Fallout 4. Fallout 4 had bloodworms. It sounds like them. They had like
wonder where we get that.
Mouth
I
parts.
know, man. But you know, fiction comes from nonfiction. That's all I can say. You know, it has to start somewhere. You know, Bill and his worm nightmares.
There is a real truth you learn, that reality truly is too bizarre to be fiction.
Amen. No, I agree.
Thank you,
the worm is for flavoring?
Sorry.
Are you sure?
Well, it just soaks up the flavor.
I'm paying attention to the audience.
You're not?
So hey, who fancies a quiz?
Start with Gray. Start with Gray.
I'll have a quiz in a bit, probably.
As quickly as possible.
We'll leave a quiz for a bit later, I think, because
what would be the thing?
with Janet at the moment.
It's quite a lot of quiz.
Oh, is it a long quiz? Is it?
Well, it's individualized. So there's one general knowledge bit for everyone, and then there's one for each of you, including that Johnny chap who presumably is coming along later. Or
yeah, if he turns up.
Right.
Well, give it 10 minutes. Then we'll do it in 10 minutes. So let's finish chat. Let's finish chat. We've got the chance to get from the horse's mouth here about Kyle's youth.
Right, so run it.
Oh, okay.
Where'd Kyle go?
We want to find out about Kyle.
I thought we were talking about worms for some reason.
He left the universe.
What?
At least this one.
He does.
I'll be right back.
Well. I'm sure Kyle will be back.
What you
I've
say?
seen Spider-Verse. It could be anywhere.
He left the universe.
He does that.
Yeah.
But my uncle's race driver died, and that's when he went with A.J. Foyt in 1955. And they became partners, and they owned businesses together, and they lived very differently. They never grew old. They refused to grow old, and AJ refused to give up driving. And I think my uncle was 70-something, and his birthday party brought in those dancers, and you know they always lived different. But people
how old is AJ these days?
Well, if he's still alive, which I'm not even sure,
he is.
He'd be way up in his 80s by now.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. And he still dyes his hair and his mustache, believe it or not.
They're like that.
Yeah. He's like the Groucho of racing.
But people
He's got the big mustache, always wears sunglasses. I mean, Groucho always wore glasses. So
but
they had an AJ version of the Groucho glasses, except they're sunglasses. That'd be hilarious.
They never grow old. And these people, you know, people see them come out at the 500 and they see all the popularity and all the media. But what they don't see is that these people live for this.
Oh, absolutely.
They live for it.
They live to drive and drive to live.
And work on cars and travel with cars.
Yep.
And it's just...
Amen.
And they don't grow up. They didn't grow old. And I'm sure AJ still thinks he could beat all the new kids out there.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
They really did not like the younger people butting in, I will tell you.
Well, I'll tell you this, Mark can still bend it like Beckham. He doesn't reveal that to many people, do you, Mark? But Mark was a professional soccer player for how many seasons?
Really?
13?
No.
Oh, Mark laughed. Did I piss Mark off? I was kidding.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I was joking. I hope I didn't make him mad.
Maybe he's
hiding I don't think so.
Soccer income from the Inland Revenue.
I think it's just the stream being awkward. He's been kicked out. I'll put him back in. Oh no, what happened there? No, it's gone completely now.
Well, he's sure
He's trying to get back.
Here he is.
Hey,
I was afraid I pissed you off, Mark.
He ran off to get his soccer boots on.
It was fun over there.
He ran off to get his football boots on.
Football.
Well, I didn't think anybody knew about my time with the Battling Wanderers.
But yet it's in the history books. Go.
Are you still writing? You still writing now, Janet? What kind of books do you write?
I made novels that are with a company to put out in several years, and that's all for my kids and grandkids and great grandkids.
What kind of subject was your novels? What kind of genre were they?
Well, they're not. That's why they can be held for a long time. It's just fine art stuff. America is highly materialistic, and everybody wants to be rich and famous. And I just wanted to write something meaningful, I guess, meaningful to me. And I'm my own worst critic. So as far as subject matter, it would just be something that caught my interest that I could develop something out of. But, usually people who write like that, I was in that area where they give you some award and a couple dollars and pat you on the head. And you get some, I don't know, something to go to your next job about.
Anyone getting problems with the sound?
I loved it very much. I loved the work itself. I wasn't really trying to be rich or famous. I love the work, but they'll tell you most people who write grew up loving it, and they were readers and read constantly. And the things that I read, wonderful. I talked about Dylan Thomas leaves me breathless. I'm leaving his poem to read at my funeral. And I just loved the work, and I loved doing the work. And so I did well with critics. And I did well, but then I stopped because I got the chance and I moved on to something else. And, here in America, most people don't have one life, they have 6. You go from one thing to the next.
True.
And then I just kind of enjoy now having all the kids. And like I said, I'm preserving this house, and it takes up a lot, but I love it too. That's something I wanted to do. Was just preserve it just because I wanted to, because I like to. But no, I grew up just loving literature, loving everything. 3rd grade, I was in a newspaper because I wrote about killing turkeys for Thanksgiving was pretty cruel.
What style house is it that you live in?
Sound is glitching. You're right, Mark.
There's a bit of noise.
It's a Victorian. It's a two-story Victorian,
Oh wow.
and it has the original gingerbread trim
Oh wow, that's amazing.
because the trees in this county, there are no longer trees like that, and it's literally petrified wood making up the
Oh,
gingerbread.
that's amazing.
And
That's crazy.
I can't call it restored because you have to put original everything on it in order for it to be called restored, but I can call it preserved. Then it has, I also own a little rental next door that came with it. It was called the in-law quarters, where people would put their families to stay. And so it's a lot to keep up, but I enjoy it. That's what I do now.
So that's why people could handle their in-laws back then. They just put them in a separate house so they didn't have to hear them.
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent idea. I mean, I love my in-laws. I don't mean it that way.
It's like
I can understand. I've had some friends who've had in-laws that were outlaws, if you know what I mean. But I don't know why I'm going there today, folks. But hey,
well,
I'm not Miss Manners, am I?
Look at
Did you encourage Kyle to read when he was little?
Did I teach him to read?
Or encourage him and like give him things to read? Nurture his love for it.
Like Stuart Little, Charlotte's Web.
I will tell you something really strange about Kyle if you don't already know he's strange. When Kyle
Now we're all
was
taking
little,
notes. Sorry.
he had two other brothers, and I would start with their alphabet like parents do and into reading and numbers. And I would say, I want to teach you your alphabet, your ABCs. And he'd go, you don't have to already know it.
Cool.
And I go, well, tell me. And he already knew it.
All right.
Wow.
So one night he was in kindergarten. He was in kindergarten, and the other guys were bigger and would pick on him. And he goes, someday I'm going to be a Marine and I'll kick both your butts, you know. And he finally did. But we were playing a game, and to play the game, you had to add up 3-column numbers. And Kyle wasn't old enough to play the game, and it upset him. And he said, I can too add up 3-column numbers. And I said, well, you haven't learned that yet. And he said, well, I can do it. So I started giving him something. He didn't even sit and figure. He just thought it up and gave me the answer, and he was correct. So then the teacher once told me, she said, I'm worried about Kyle. I'm talking and teaching, and he's sitting looking out the window like he's not paying attention. And I said, well, I'll just tell you, wait until you give him all these tests and see if he knows them. He did 100% on them, so I don't know. Never had a child like that, but he would just already know, you know, and he did. He just knew it before it was taught. And in those days, you didn't have TV like educational like you do today for kids. In those days, there was none of that Sesame Street or teaching numbers or letters. There was none of that. He just figured it out or knew it. I can't explain it. So he had that through his whole life. Whole lot of different things, but my way was to all three of them encourage them to be who they are and what they are, and
that's all you can do.
You know, some people impose their own ways on their kids, and I didn't. And they're each 3 religions. They're each different vocations.
That's great.
They're all individuals. And,
but that's a sign that you allowed them to be that, and they've always felt that. So that's good on you.
Yeah, and I watch young kids today, and like I say, it gets more and more materialistic here. By the time a kid's in the 6th grade, he doesn't play anymore. He's got to sit in there and get ready to compete being the top scientist, you know, just
6th grade, right there.
Yeah.
I went looking for the painting you did. It fell behind a bookshelf, and I can't get to it. So,
All right.
No, you.
All right. Should we crack on with Nev's quiz he wants to do? He says it's quite a long quiz.
Whatever you want to do. I mean,
okay.
did we tell enough stories? Do we want to keep going? What do we want to do?
I'm fine doing
So,
whatever you guys
Janet,
want
I
to do.
don't want to get Kyle into trouble, but do you like his tattoo?
No,
No.
I just freaked out. See, Kyle and I worked together once because I was in human service too. And he walked in with that, and I just blue. What is it? An avatar?
Oh God, no!
No, it's we had a chat about tattoos last week.
Oh yeah,
Janet,
that's your one,
and
Bill. We haven't.
That's
seen
my
it
character,
before.
the human guinea pig.
Yeah,
and I got it when I was 40, and my dad wanted to kick my ass. So I was 40, not 14, as everybody thought I said. I was 40, and my mom was supposedly not phased because she said she was used to me pulling stuff like that. But my dad, he wanted to kill me.
Is it a guinea pig or is it a gerbil because you're a big Richard Gere fan?
No, I'm not a big Richard Gere fan. And thanks for trying to pull my wonderful character down into the gutter with your own self.
Yeah.
There, Gray.
that was the character that was going to make him famous.
We love each other here, Janet. I hope you can tell that. In fact, so much so we're gonna deal with Nev's quiz mastery this week.
Yeah. Did you ask her favorite movie or her two favorite movies?
No, but you can.
We did not.
Favorite
Mom, what's your
get that out of the way.
favorite movies? This is my Kyle impersonation. Hey, Mom, what's your two favorite movies?
What's your favorite drama and what's your favorite comedy?
What's your favorite drama and what's your favorite comedy?
I like Mark's better. Mark's good.
Okay, here
You
is
guys look a lot alike. If Mark was bald, you guys could be brothers. And more your kind of glasses. Mark's not wearing glasses. Oh, he's gonna put the glasses on. Oh no, you got.
Oh my God! He's going to cover up.
That's why I take them off.
Janet went to England. No, I'm kidding. You guys are not related.
well, my all-time favorite movie. One is Dr. Zhivago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a sad story, but when I was young, I fell so in love with Boris Pasternak that I carried the book Dr. Zhivago in my purse at all times. That's kind of sad.
That's beautiful. No, that's actually wonderful. You know, that Dr. Zhivago was probably the third movie I was taken to as a child. And I have to tell you, it bored me to tears because I was like 3 or 4. But it looked fantastic, but it was like I have I'm a Cossack, and
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I had
Is that Omar Sharif in it? Is it
could
Omar
have been a
Sharif?
Science fiction movie to me, Mark. I'm just saying.
It wasn't really aimed at the 3 to 4 year old market.
It wasn't at all. There was no.
You thought Dr. Zhivago was a Captain America villain, didn't you, Bill?
It's like they suckered me in because the week before they'd taken me to see Winnie the Pooh, and then I'm like, all right, more poo, man, and that didn't sound right. Sorry, folks, but we went back.
It sounds right for you, Bill.
What the heck is this? It was too much for my little brain to handle, and so I slept through the whole thing. I think.
So
They weren't going to trick me again.
Did they sort of give you War and Peace to read?
What?
When you were 5, did they give you War and Peace to read?
Yes. And a little Dostoevsky as well.
Yes.
But it was so funny. It's still like so. So the next time they took me, I just expected I was going to sleep, and I did because they took me to Funny Girl. Which, when you're 4, Barbra Streisand is really not that entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I'm just saying. But Omar Sharif, I was like, oh wait, this is the Dr. Zhivago guy. What is going on here? Is he in every movie? You know?
Janet, that was very interesting to hear about your favorite film there from Bill.
Yeah. And what's your favorite comedy?
Is your second favorite film Funny Girl?
One more thing on Dr. Zhivago. I had a friend for a while from England who taught me about Boxing Day, which we don't have here and I'd never heard of. And I said, that is the nice, and this was a long time ago, and I said, that is the nicest thing, and I'm going to do that and see if I can get my family to do it. Well, my family don't want to do it, but I do. So even if I'm alone, I watch Dr. Zhivago on Boxing Day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But my second most wonderful, great film is The Life of Brian.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's probably my second favorite film as well.
I don't think anything ever made was as funny. Nothing in the world is ever as funny as that to me. That just, those guys, and I still watch it once in a while.
Yeah, I do as well.
Always
I watched it last
look
Easter.
on the bright side.
Hey, Brian.
What did the Romans ever do for us?
Yeah.
Apart from the public education, the roads.
Yeah.
That's the first Monty Python movie I saw on opening weekend because I was too young to have seen the other two. Actually, I think I saw Jabberwocky, which came before that, which was horrible. But I saw that, I think, the week it came out, but not the weekend. But I remember Life of Brian, I could drive. So I drove my sister, who's legally blind, who happened to be staying with us at the time. And she turned me on. She's 9 years older. She turned me on to Monty Python. So I'm 16. I take my sister. We had the best time together. And that still is one of the... I also like Meaning of Life quite a bit. And of course, I like the early movies too. But I have to tell you, Life of Brian still, especially now with me as a Catholic, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, Bickus Dickus, that's my favorite. I love that scene. It's impossible not to laugh. It's just, they're wild. So.
Hey, Mom, I forgot to tell you, Bill's done a documentary series on the Shroud of Turin I need to link you into.
You're kidding.
No, serious. No, I've been working on it for almost 2 years now. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's more than fun. I shouldn't call it fun, but I enjoy the process.
Well, I know. If you have fun doing it, it's fun.
Yeah, the suffering of Jesus is really fun to me. No,
you having fun making the Blinky documentary? Yeah.
I just saw somebody do a piece on it.
S&M so much.
And you know how they will today, AI will make a photograph from an image. So they wanted to make a photograph. And the man showed that there was a reason his face looked so long and thin, that this was some sort of shadow. So he filled it in. And you get an entirely different picture from this long, thin face. You get a real human face from it. So that was nice. But there's a lot to study on that. Gosh, I can't wait to see that. How long is that going to take you think?
Well, we're already in our second season. I believe we have three episodes have dropped now. They're short, shorter than we had thought of in the beginning, but costs and everything, they're about 15 minutes a piece. But I'll make sure you get the link so you can watch it.
Yeah, please do. I'm really.
They have a horrible host though. He's this guy who thinks he's something, but he's not.
Is it you?
You know, it's me. But I'm just saying. No, but I enjoy doing it a lot. It's one of the great joys of my life, honestly.
Can you send us all a link, please?
When you're doing your investigative journalism, do you say you're out in the field?
I am out in the field. This is Bill Field out in the field.
Are you standing in the field or just?
Are all you guys members of my group on Facebook, Field of Comics?
Yeah,
I think so.
Are you, Mark?
I get a load of pictures
No,
from you, Bill.
this was the first I heard there was a group.
What Field of Comics? It's phenomenal.
the link to his book is in the description of this video every week.
No, be careful. There is loads of really quite funny stuff in it.
You like it, Mark?
Yeah.
Well,
right.
you know, we have people from around the world. It's funny, all the different aspects that come into play. I like it. I enjoy it a lot. You know, Janet, I want to know. So, I'm not clear. Do you do poetry and novel kind of work?
Yes, I love novels. Poetry was my part, but my cousin, I kept my maiden name in the center, so I was a Kesky, and my cousin got to be a real big poet up there in New York, but I just do things for the love of doing it. But
those New York poets, they're kind of full of themselves. I prefer my poets from Indiana. I'm serious. Bill the suck-up strikes again.
Anyway.
No, but that's fantastic.
I prefer mine from Vogon.
Vogon, yeah.
When I first time, you work hard to get published, and the first time I did, I thought that was so thrilling, and then I looked at it and laid it down, and I thought, gee, getting published isn't the thrill. The writing of it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mom, do you know your Little Purple Street Lamp poem by heart?
No. I don't think I know any of them. I have a
Thank
tendency.
God Kyle
The vagary of it. If you wonder where I got my taste for Vogon poetry, I always pick on her about this poem she wrote, which again, it's visually, it draws a great image out of the words. But I'm used to being a songwriter type poet, you know, which stanza rhymes with which, and I can do all the different styles. But she wrote this poem like the street lamp shone a purple hue over the freshly wettened asphalt from the misty spring rain kind of thing. And it was like Vogon poetry. It's like Vogon poetry to me. It's like
Actually, I think I only know one poem in my mind. I think I know it. And it's something I would never put out. It's something I did for myself. And it has to do with loss of someone. So I'll try to say it. Rest, my dearest love. The grave is such a natural place for your earth-binding heart. Sleep well, do not dream of cages. My sorrow blackens and roars across the sky, demanding answers. What is it to demand these changes? And then I'm answered by a wayward monarch that lights upon an upturned palm, but in a moment it is free. So I will know you, beloved. At a sacred Indian lake, where magenta streaks the quiet, muddy horizon, I will lie down and allow the waters and the sky their say. So I remember that one because that's mine.
Oh, cool.
I have to tell you, you are in a different league to your son.
Well,
your son is in the Vogon League, and you're in a.
The imagery in that was fantastic.
It was very good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I do a poem on my my heavy metal show every week. I do poetry corner. I just as a laugh. And this week I did the Dulce et Decorum Est by Wilfred Owen. Oh, it's so powerful and so sort of this right. Seriously, I'm a big crybaby. I'm like, oh man, I'm just thinking about it. Just imagine what that was like being in the trenches.
But the week before that, Gray, I caught your show, and your main point was she had a body of Venus with arms. No, that's AC/DC. I'm sorry. It's my favorite lyric of all times. Have you ever heard that, Mark?
I know Dulce et Decorum Est.
Yeah.
I've had to
but
learn it at school.
AC/DC back in the
I
day,
learned it at school as well.
you know, their lyrics were fantastic. Dirty Deeds, done dirty.
AC/DC.
I mean, just you know. And then he died.
Well, writing is writing. And
It is, but it comes from the heart. But it comes from somewhere else too, don't you think?
I think
I think
Guar's lyrics are more poetic than AC/DC's.
Yeah.
Your flesh is insignificant, yet you still drag yourself here on bloody stumps. That's a far better line.
There you go. But yeah, one of the gifts I got for graduating boot camp, my mom flew out to California to watch me graduate boot camp and have my drill instructors tell her that I was the first Zen Buddhist, documented Zen Buddhist in the Marine. But one of the things she did was she had a poem published called My Baby Blue Marine, but that's up in a keepsake thing upstairs. I didn't pull it out. But she wrote a poem called My Baby Blue Marine that got published.
That's beautiful, man.
And then now I knew I could segue to it because we had fun. She picked me up in San Diego and we were running between San Diego and Los Angeles. Now, when gunfire happens, I run towards it. I live a fearless life. I always have, always will. And yet I am not ashamed to admit that I had the shit scared out of me worse than any time I've ever been shot at. Hand to God, hand on my heart. I've been shot at like a dozen times. And it's trembling. It's scary. I'm not saying it's not scary. It's scary. You kind of tuck tail, you duck, you wait it out, you get over it. It's scary. I'm not saying it's not scary. For anybody that misinterprets that, it is scary. But what is scarier is having my mother drive around in a rental car in Los Angeles right after the freeway shootings were happening, doing 40 miles an hour in the fast lane. I was trying to climb out the window and try and get on the hood of the car and try and wave people down, be like, please don't shoot. And then she's like, well, I got to turn. So I got to turn and I got to turn up here. Cut across traffic. And again, I'm shitting bricks. And she's like, well, you haven't driven in 3 months. I'm like, it's only 3 months. I can drive. Trust me. Park. I'm going to drive. Pull over. I'm going to drive. Pull over. I'm going to drive. You're going to get us killed. So finally, she waits till she can get over and, you know, cutting people off and getting flipped off and every gesture you can get. And we get off the road finally. And she doesn't pull off on some big opening ramp like in a McDonald's parking lot or anything like that. She pulls off on a little side road with a fucking alley in the dirty side of, you know, between San Diego and Los Angeles. And she pulls over and we're basically just pull straight onto an alley. It's like one tiny little road. And she's like, well, I'll pull up right here. I'm like, don't fucking park. Don't pull over right there. Don't. We're in a seedy side of town. Don't pull. Puts the car in park. And we're behind a garage door thing, a workmanship garage door. And I get out to go switch around and take over driving. And this door goes up. It's a fucking chop shop. They're chopping a car right there 5 feet away from me. They're chopping a car. And I look this guy dead in the eyes, and the guy is definitely a criminal. And I go, hey, how you doing? I just graduated Marine Corps boot camp. My mom picked me up. We were just pulling off the highway so we could switch around, you know, because she's driving terrible on the highway. He chuckles, puts the door back down. I thought I was going to catch a shotgun blast. And she pulls over right in front of that. I'm like, oh, dear God. So, but yeah.
Now I'm going to tell one of your secrets.
So
now I'm going to tell some of your secrets.
There you go.
Because he talked about going in the Marines. And you have to understand something. Kyle had this big wardrobe. He would not help do anything that would even get his hands dirty at all. He lived a high life. He was a break dancer. He had a crowd. He was a dancer. He had his own apartment. It was all... He was a male model. And one day the lady that owned the modeling service called me and said, you know, I want to marry your son. And I said, how old are you? And she was about 40 and he was like 20. So anyhow, here's this kid that never got a dirty fingernail, living the high life, calls me one night says, "Hi, I'm in California. I hitchhiked out here and I just
New
joined
Mexico.
the
I called you from New Mexico. I called you from Albuquerque.
and
I told him that story because I got it put up in a keepsake thing where you told me to pick up a rock.
Okay.
And I picked up this big rock, and then I brought it back home. And then another graduation present from boot camp, I got this little wire necklace and a rock I picked up. But yeah, I got bored and walked to California.
Let your mum finish the story.
So I said, "Is this a joke, or are we being funny?" No. And I said, "I don't think you understand what you're doing, and tell me where you're at, and I will come and get you. This is Marines boot camp. You don't get it." No, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So this is all right after I watched Full Metal Jacket.
Of course. It's always how these things happen.
He tells me after he's in there, and he goes, "Well, I just told him I'm a Zen Buddhist something," and I went, "Oh my God, they're going to kill him in there. They're going to get him down to that boot camp and beat him to death." Well, anyhow, I go out, and I didn't fly, by the way, Kyle, or did I fly? I went out there once on something.
No,
else.
you went out on trailways. You came out on a bus, didn't you?
I did, because I made a journey out of it on the way home. And here's this different man that I never met. And they seat me at the top table at this place. We have this big thing. This drill instructor comes over and he goes, "We're going to make your son a officer here." And I said, "I'm sitting still with Kyle. Kyle's going to do this." He made it through boot camp. But anyhow, talking about how people change their lives over here. You're one thing, then you're something else. So
I went from being a playboy to being a Marine.
yeah. Oh my God. I used to laugh and
So was it the 40-year-old woman that broke your heart, Kyle?
Huh?
Was it a 40-year-old woman that broke your heart?
No, it's the woman I'm married to now that broke my heart that made me go do that.
Oh, right.
Kyle lived with me a lot of times, even after his war. And women pursued him for some reason. He'd always have gangs of women after him and really didn't want to bother with them that much. But he was stuck on this one girl, and I got so tired of hearing about it. And he ended up married to her. So there you go. I don't think he was really a womanizer because everything I've seen, they came after him. He didn't.
He's told us some stories, Janet, which
I make a bunch of shit up. Don't worry about it. I just make a bunch of shit.
You never did anything. These girls,
I literally haven't told most of my stories.
Hey, when you were here, you just wanted to watch video games and teach my cat to count and go to work. And these girls would beat at the door, and you'd go, "Well, I'm busy." And the one tried to. The one girl.
He probably owed him money. That's all I could think of.
No, he had money. And this girl tried to push.
I think it was his big personality.
This girl tried to push through my
I'm pretty sure.
Said, "Oh no, you will see."
I'm just saying, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Girl
I'm sure you tell how you pursued the real. I'm telling your secrets now.
Well, I don't talk I don't tell those stories much. So I don't know.
So
Thanks, tell the cat story, but those were fun. But yeah.
So Nevs, it's quiz time.
Did we let Mom off the hook? I think we let Mom off the hook. How about that? You want off the hook, me, Mom? You want to keep hanging out with us? You want to do the comics?
Oh, sure. Now that I'm telling your true story.
Hey, Bill suggested we can keep going. You can keep going with them. They don't hurt my feelings.
I'm more than happy to hear more about Kyle being pursued by the ladies.
It's true, and they would
tell him about your old assistant.
He doesn't want this out there, man. Let's be respectful.
Alistair's watching this on TV.
I feel like
as much as we want to
hear
it,
to do is get as much footage of this as possible, and then base next week's quiz on stuff people have learned about ladies who have tried to attract Kyle.
Well, yeah.
There's a funny one
Name
about her old
5
assistant.
women who tried to break into Kyle's house.
Yeah.
Call me.
Was there a home for fallen women nearby or something like that?
Well,
Were they just like
Tell them about
looking
your
into
old
there?
assistant, Nicole.
Kalenji story.
Well,
I'm
when you
sorry,
were a
what?
teenager, I thought this was hilarious. He was
I
a
only
teenager.
had to kill one of them.
Yeah, he was a teenager, and I had 3 little teenager girls knock at my door, and they were crying. One of them, and they said, "Well, Kyle likes me. No, he likes me." And I said, "Just a minute. I thought this was funny. It's because Kyle was in bed." And I said, "I think you have a problem at the back door." So he gets up and his hair's all sticking out. And he don't know how to handle all this really. And he's like, I like all of you, you know.
He was already a bigamist at that
Yeah.
age. Golly.
He sounds like Superman with Lana and Lois.
When
Yeah.
I lived out in the country
So
with
I don't know
her,
if I go that far, but yeah.
Declaring their love.
when I lived out in the country with her, she had this sweet little assistant. And my mom came home from work one day and she goes, "You're going to meet my assistant manager. Please don't go out with her." What happened?
You married her?
She pushed on you.
She fell in love with me. She tried to get me to marry her and run away.
It was terrible. But
She lost her assistant because
of you.
Because of you bastard.
because a long time ago I used to
well,
look
then you married Nina, the counselor at our job.
yeah.
Well, you didn't marry anybody, but well, it was.
I don't think this is fair to Kyle. We're learning so much dirt about him today, and
This is
I
so
feel
little of the dirt. I don't care.
It's
I know, but I
bad,
feel
but it
really
is funny.
I
So
don't
it kind
know.
of balances out.
You know, I'm just saying. I feel bad for you, man. I'm empathetic. I'm pathetic, but I'm also empathetic.
No, but
Janet, this is so enlightening
So,
and fun, but I just
I-
worry about how this is really doing to Kyle's ego. Not.
Was Kyle
One at
the
a time,
youngest,
right?
or was the middle one? Was
Do what,
Kyle
Mark?
the youngest or the middle one? Were you the youngest, Kyle, or the middle one?
The baby.
Yeah, that's it. That explains it, you see. It's always the baby.
There we go.
Yeah.
You're the baby. How does your mom look so young? Is she a vampire? You look great, Janet. You really look good. Sorry, I didn't mean to say you're a vampire because I'm sure you're not, or I hope you're not.
I did hit the
I
life
was going to say
expectancy
possibly
this year,
not the compliment you think it is. But
and you're very different when you hit the life expectancy.
Well, you raised 3 good kids, I'm sure. I mean,
Well, 2 at least.
you have 4
Yeah,
kids,
can't
right?
Kyle, let's be fair.
Kidding.
The two are
I'm kidding,
fair.
Kyle. Kidding.
Well, really, I didn't seem to have all the trouble that people do today. They just kind of went along and we did what we did, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was fun.
My mom had a lot of fun with me. She was older when she had me, which you probably weren't, but my mom was 40 when she had me. But well, I'm sure you weren't because my mom actually would be 100 this year because I just turned 60.
Wow.
Yeah, Kyle's much younger than me, actually. Aren't you, Kyle? How old are you, Kyle?
About to turn 57.
Oh, so you're 3 years younger than me. Yeah. And Gray is showing us his armpit. Thank you, Gray.
He's going to cut his
he's cutting his armpit hair now. You're cutting toenails. Sorry. You're cutting board. And Nev's the youngster of the group, Janet.
I'm sorry.
Nev's the guy who looks like Wolverine, the character
like
from the X-Men. Yeah. In the middle down there. He's the youngster of the group. As you can tell.
It could be Bill. He could be Bill's son.
Yeah. He may be. We don't know. We haven't clarified, but Nevs feels.
Who knows?
Here's the laugh. Mom, tell him what I did. Tell him the fun I had for charity. Stupid shit I did for charity for fun.
Is charity the name of the strip club?
Hold on. Taking notes.
No, she's trying to remember which incident you mean. I did it all for charity, man.
The one thing was the polar dunk, and you had to go into freezing cold river in your
They
bathing
chipped away
suit.
the ice, and I just swam with rescue divers in my shorts and laid around.
But this
For
gave
charity.
money to the disabled people. Did you do the airplane pull?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulled a 747 with a team of 20 from the state police and stuff like that.
How
But
far
yeah,
did you pull it?
they put a big old tow rope on it, and
Yeah.
they put it in neutral, and 20 people pulled it forward. And
Just about then.
you got to pull it like
Last
20
time.
yards, you know. But the whole thing is, you know, just by willing to do it, teams will raise money. And
Yeah.
I was on the state police team that pulled it the farthest, but they lost money. But again, that was
When you were
19 cops
young
on me.
and you did, I'm sorry. When you were young and you did that break dancing down at the mall, did they pay you or did you do that for charity? Then?
No, I always got paid for doing that stuff.
You can't believe when he was young, he would spin on the top of his head, walk
So I
on
just let
the
them
floor.
all.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
we do believe you. We believe you, Janet.
Walk on his hands around the house practicing. Then people would come in the house and do that, would lay down cardboard over the couches so they didn't burn their heads up. But he was in wonderful shape. All my sons were in great shape.
Yeah. I think I tried
He
breakdancing
was the
once.
white
That was-
rerun from What's Happening.
My
He was a
breakdancing
big
went about as well as my
influence.
skateboarding did.
What's that, Gray?
I said my breakdancing went about as good as my skateboarding did.
How about your origami?
Yeah, Johnny's in the background there. Is John here?
Johnny's in the background. Sorry.
Johnny's in the area. This might be a good time to introduce him and then.
It's Johnny!
Hi.
Hi, folks.
Hey, Johnny. Welcome to the show.
He's there. He's gone.
Bye, Johnny.
Bye.
I don't think it's going. I think it's going
It was a
slow.
meaningful and carefully lit.
Let's try again. It's still there, but for some reason it's not clicking in.
Now these are all my
There he
friends.
is.
Now,
There he is.
this is how much I love my mom. I used to
Take
bring
two.
home
Hello,
wayward
Johnny.
kids.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
My
This is the
brother's
first
from
time
another
we've had
mother.
more North Americans on the show than Brits, and I would like to bring attention to that.
Yeah, there you go.
Tea
Um,
party!
Well
So
done.
this is how I used to
If there's
torment
one
my
thing that's
mom.
unrepresented in media, it's North Americans.
Yeah, I think John's in Canada, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
North
it's Commonwealth.
America. Hello.
There's
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
there's more Commonwealth here than there is than there is. Oh, what's
Still
going on
kind of
again?
British. But I'm just saying.
Do Canadians count the same as Texans?
Can I?
Well,
What's
In
happening with this
Canada, they do.
What's
Start
going on with
another
it?
Tea Party argument, won't you? You will. You will.
Well, Texas doesn't even have a valid argument in that because they were a country at the time. So, I've only lived in 2 states, and both states are the only 2 American states that were countries before they were states. Can you name them?
Texas.
And the
in
other one,
California,
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah,
Yeah, I grew up in Texas and Hawaii. That's why I'm
there you go.
a revolutionary kind of thinking guy
hey,
I am.
Can I
Not,
say something
but-
sweet here? I'm not supposed to say sweet things to you bastards, and let me get that out of the way, all you bastards. Now, the grandkids in there watching
Aren't
this
you?
on the TV.
No, that's it.
The grandkids in there watching it on the TV right now, but you count him now, not counting my
Hey
children
guys.
in this group of people. are 7 of my favorite people that walked the planet Earth. I shit you not. This is one of the best moments of my life because
I like
this is my best friends from around the world, my mom, my grandchild. The only thing missing are my other grandkids and my kids. And so here comes my other grandson.
Your wife would probably want to be included.
And that's what I'm saying. And my wife, you know, that's what I said.
Well, she's part of him. So,
If I were to rattle off my top 10 people, it's my wife, my kids, my grandkids, and the people sitting in this group. Literally. There may be 2 other people I could pepper in, and then I'd have all my favorite people in the world, you know? So if my top 20 count my kids,
very much,
my
Kyle. That is very kind of you to say.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that is
it.
very kind of you to say
that is my favorite people in the world.
Yeah, Bill is deeply touched by that. He's left.
Yeah.
Is he gone?
But, like, I used to torment my poor mom because,
He's literally gone off to cry. I can hear him.
Yeah.
When I was in high school,
his wrestler guy to give him a cuddle. You know,
when I was in high school, I befriended an abused kid, and we took him to the house until his parents straightened their shit out, and I helped him get his stuff together. And my mom took him right in. But like when I used to bring my friends over to my mom's, where'd we used to come from? And she'd let me host half a dozen to a dozen kids in my room. And what was that crowd, Mom? What movie?
Rocky Horror Picture
Rocky
Show.
Horror. In the 1980s, kids would walk in drag, in fishnets, and she let them all hang out in my room. How cool is that?
That's wonderful. And meanwhile, I had a mom.
Very good.
I had a mom who freaked out because I left the Rocky Horror soundtrack playing in my room when I went to do something. I was like 16, and she kept hearing Sweet Transvestite from Transylvania. And I came home. She goes, "Do you have something you need to tell me?" And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "This keeps playing. What does that mean?" I go, "That's from Rocky Horror, the movie you let me go see every damn weekend."
I'd have cast parties in my bedroom, and she'd be cool with that. Now, granted, we'd behave. You know.
What'd you say, Mark?
Your mum also wanted to know where all her stockings had gone.
Right.
I look good in stockings.
I pull my legs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, the only character I could play now would be the professor, and he has the best stocking scene in the movie. I love that movie. I've seen it like 170 times. Okay, and Janet, it's funny. The guys know this, but I gave a memorial for a friend of mine a couple weeks ago, and he was the pioneer of the Rocky Horror community here in San Antonio, and like for over 40 years. And so we played the movie one final time, and all his friends got to act out and get into it, and it was so much fun.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was really a lot of fun. And all the guys here were very supportive and helpful to me through it, because it was hard. It was hard saying I'd known him since 5th grade, so I'd known him for 50 years. So it was really hard to say bye. But great guy. Really great guy.
The best man at my wedding was that guy in Indianapolis. Was the guy that did that from the early 80s
really?
on.
Oh, that's great.
Joey was that guy in Indianapolis.
This will surprise you in my little town.
I have a wild card. So we have a new member of the cast who no one has ever seen before. I don't know who he is. Perhaps we should give him some time to introduce himself.
We should.
Say who he is.
This is my best friend,
Johnny.
Let me introduce him. This is my best friend, Johnny.
Is he? All right.
Montreal, Canada. He is my brother from another mother. I love this man like he is flesh and blood. So there you go.
So
Johnny, your ventriloquism skills are amazing. So your lips move, and yet there was Kyle talking. It was incredible.
I'm a British North American. I'm a member of the Commonwealth. I have no relation whatsoever to the United States of America, other than having friends and family whose origin began here. But I will not subscribe to anything American, anything to do with that country. I don't understand the culture, recognize it anymore. So I can get back to the beaches of Ogunquit, Maine, and be able to lie there east with a gay couple to my left and a multiracial couple to my right, we're being harassed or under the threat of gunfire, I will not subscribe to being part of the non-Brit per se.
There you go. And yet another dozen reasons
He's
why
good.
I love the man.
I like him. He's very, very good.
Yes. Another reason I love that man.
Johnny, will you come
Now,
see me in
he
Texas?
does have a major fault, and only the Americans are really.
Johnny, come see me in Texas, please. You'd have a blast.
He has a major fault, Bill. I'm going to tell you his major fault here in a minute. Okay, major fault. He loves the New England Patriots.
That's okay.
You might as well be saying he likes the London Ducks to me, mate, for all the difference it makes.
Yeah.
They met my well, I mean, London now, so you guys get it, you know. But it takes a lot of explanation to people in Isle what football was.
Yeah.
I used to like this team the same way I used to like Man City when they were really shit. This football team claims me for. I go back to when they won 2 games in a 16-game season. And every weekend I'd get together with my mates and drink a lot of pints and figure out how they were going to lose that day. So,
yeah.
That's
the only thing I can knock. That is the only thing I can knock that guy for is his choice of sports team, and it's really not a knock. That's how much I love him. I can't knock him. I try to knock him, but all I can do is knock his team choice. So, and it's
Johnny, I don't know if you're a fan of his work, but the famous director Guillermo del Toro is with us today. And Guillermo, would you like to say a few words about some of your Mark, you look just like him. I'm sorry. You guys are doppelgangers. I'm just telling you right now. And I just wanted to throw Johnny for a second, just in case he might think you might be him. I know. But
well, I don't mind being compared to him because I do love his movies. So yeah,
but you really do.
So we've got Guillermo del Toro, Alan Moore.
Seen Guillermo? He looks just like Mark. You know, they're both.
I bet he gets stopped in the street and they say to him, "You look just like that guy."
Just like Mark Oldroyd
on Geeky show.
Remember, I love the comics.
All the British. Who is this Mark Oldroyd? Except he's
Bill was like a country and western singer.
I'm expecting my phone to ring any minute now with an offer for a new movie.
Do Hellboy 3. Someone has to.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. I'd do that. Is there somebody already making Hellboy 3?
Are they?
There was a Hellboy 3.
Yeah.
No, there was a Hellboy.
There was a third Hellboy movie.
And there was the reboot, but that's not a third movie. That's a
Hey, Johnny, we can't hear you.
The robot, yeah.
You can't
we
hear
can't
me.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were breaking up earlier. Yeah, we can now, but we weren't a minute ago.
Hear me?
No,
You're still breaking up.
Your microphone needs changing or something.
How's that?
Keep
All
talking.
Is that
yeah,
better?
you look better.
Yes.
I'm
So
breaking
far
up
so
on
good.
Boston.
Oh,
No, still breaking up.
Okay. What about now?
Yeah.
Well, keep talking because
it works for a few minutes, few seconds.
no, still happening.
Oh, terrible! Wow. What about now?
Well,
Now it's really good.
You have to talk for like 10 seconds straight because it's choppy in between 2 seconds.
10 seconds straight. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That sounded
that's what
right.
it is.
Thank you.
The sound
Yeah,
is fine, but the video
that sounded
cuts
better.
out. But it ain't the same.
No,
as the sound.
I
That's
think.
fine. We
Well,
can
it might be
check
different in other parts of the world, but
Well,
I
That's
can
the same
hear
for
it
everyone. From what I'm
for a
seeing,
second.
everyone's like 2 seconds out of sync.
That's because I'm station.
No, you're breaking up again.
What about now?
Okay.
I bet everyone loves watching this is loving the "Can you hear me now" conversation.
Hit the refresh button.
Yeah, hit the refresh, Johnny.
No, I think it's all right. It's not too bad, is it?
Good thinking, Mark. That's excellent. I'll be right back. I got to get a new
Purple Haze. Oh, Tigger's here.
Tigger. The wonderful thing about Tiggers. Come on, who can finish it?
The wonderful thing.
For those who don't know,
things,
this
episode
episode
the feet are made out of things. They go bouncy, 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 bounce. That was it, wasn't it?
It's not. It's not, Janet. I'm kid. I kid.
I know.
Bill has to have. Bill gets sponsored by Purple Haze.
Already should. I would love it. Just if I got free beer, it would save me so much money. But I'm just saying, this is one of those few days during the week that I will day drink because I have to be with these guys. But
need to drink.
Well, you were talking.
So who's going? Oh, we lost Gray and we lost Joey.
I think they're trying to pop back in.
You were talking about the Rocky Horror Show and that being your good friend's legacy.
Yes, ma'am.
And here I am in this pile. You're going to, you may already know this, but in this little town, which is highly fundamentalist, at that tiny theater, they just had they just showed Rocky Horror Picture Show, and my granddaughters went to it.
Oh, nice.
So it goes on and on. And
isn't that great?
Yeah.
And you know that we had people from their mid-20s to their 60s there that Jim had affected all of their lives with Rocky Horror. And it's funny. It's such a movie. And here's another thing. So they made a sequel. It wasn't really a sequel, but it was considered a sequel called Shock Treatment.
Yeah.
And it premiered my freshman year in Denton, Texas, and they had the world premiere there because it takes place in Denton in the movie. Now, they don't say Denton, Texas, but people have always conjectured they meant Denton, Texas for some reason. So they had it there. And I saw Jim there, and I was going to school there. It's 300 miles away from where we live in San Antonio. And I saw Jim, and I said, "Hey, Jim, how's it going?" He goes, "I knew you'd be here." And I go, "Well, I'm going to school here." And he goes, "Well, I still knew you'd be here," because he knew I was going to school there. I was stupid. But he goes, "I still knew you'd be here." And we got to meet Richard O'Brien and a bunch of the actors. And it was so much fun. But and it's actually a really good film. Have you ever seen it, Mark?
Probably. Did it have Christopher Biggins in it?
I'm not sure. It had the guy who is who was Dame Edna.
Oh yeah. Barry Humphries.
Yeah, Barry Humphries was one of the main characters, and Barry was also in the original, just as a bit character.
Yeah, a bit character. Yeah.
Yeah, but are you drinking a Monster?
Yeah, they're sponsoring me.
Oh, okay. Oh. So Abita Breweries and Monster are both owned by a huge conglomerate. No, I'm kidding. But
I'm sponsored by Hardy's Wine.
I'm sponsored by
yeah.
Air.
And what are you sponsored by, Janet?
I don't need a sponsor. I don't have anything to do.
I'm sponsored by Air.
You think we do?
Kyle would be. Kyle, who are you sponsored by? Oh man, that's awesome! That's really. Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yes, I own that movie too. So, yeah.
We're
That is so
sponsored by
cool.
Air.
Yeah, butt wind. Butt wind.
Kyle.
Yes.
Well, while I have your attention, let's do your part of the quiz.
Yes. He's very
Okay,
good on
Kyle.
that.
Are you ready for this? I want to show this before we get too far. This is from Marvel.
Okay, show us the thing.
This literally
I mean,
is
I
from
can talk
Marvel.
while you show us stuff, right?
This is from Marvel.
From Marvel.
Was that Trivial Pursuit?
Wolverine's first appearance.
Oh,
What is it?
Hulk,
180.
was
one
it
with the red
7?
ego in it.
180.
It is 180. According
Thank
to
you.
Marvel,
Why
it
is
is
it
180. It's not 181. According to Marvel.
Well, it's true.
Isn't like 180 a cameo? And then 181 is the full story of it.
Well, okay.
Does not say that here. It says first appearance. You can call it a cameo.
Well, who am I
or
to
not.
argue with Trivial
Well,
Pursuit?
It is his first appearance is 180. According to
So,
Marvel, not
speaking
just a
of the
cameo
X-Men, which
first
feature
appearance.
Wolverine, question
Well, it's
number
his
one
first
for you,
actual
Kyle
appearance,
Moto.
yes.
All right, question number 1.
Who is Anne-Marie better known as?
Anne Marie. You're just going with the first name. You're not giving the last name. Rogue.
Last name is unknown. Correct.
It's Rogue.
It was
Yeah.
Rogue. Kyle was correct for 1 point.
Hmm.
Rogue was better known as Anne-Marie. Second question.
That's really weird.
Wait, you have to bank it or keep it or whatever.
Oh, you can just
Mark?
bank all day, or you can just risk it all day with me. You can just risk all day.
All right.
I don't care.
Are you using that
Second
format
question.
though? The same format,
I am
We
now.
should.
right?
Well,
We
I just
should.
said I am now, so it's covered. Isn't
I'll
it?
just keep risking it.
You better, Nevs. Keep the format.
Question 2. Who stole Charles Xavier's brain? Who stole Charles Xavier's brain?
Spock. Oh, sorry.
Who stole his brain? Is that a
That is the
twisted
question.
onslaught question?
It's not twisted, no.
I mean, it's an onslaught. It's
It's
Magneto.
a literal
It's
thing that happened in a comic that Charles Xavier's brain was taken from his body and used for something else by somebody else. I want to know who the somebody else is.
Oh, I have no idea then. I've never even seen that. I thought you were asking like the onslaught question.
Ask
I haven't got a
Bill
clue.
knows.
No,
It's
the
a guy who
correct
wears a
answer
fez.
Huh?
The correct answer was the Red Skull. The Red Skull
okay.
stole Charles Xavier's brain in Uncanny.
Never
Yep.
saw it. That's some kind of brand new story or something I've never
Yeah, all right, that was
I'm
very
back to
easy.
0.
These are easy questions. Right. That's,
I'm trying
that's
to
it.
make them
That's
easy.
like a hard question. That's a freaking.
I'm back
It's
to 0.
Uncanny Avengers. It's like
Oh
John
my
John
questions are
Cassidy.
hard.
That's a
Oh,
comic
are they
I've never
hard?
read. So.
Are they hard,
That's
or are
nice.
you guys not real comic fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, there
No,
you go.
exactly.
There you go.
You don't know all the
All right,
questions, are you? You don't know all the answers.
You'll keep me at 0 if you keep asking modern questions. Though.
Right, so he's on 0.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is from the 1980s, so you should be okay. Which original
Stick to whatever
member of
question you
Generation
ask.
Which original member of Generation X is related to a member of the New Mutants who was also in X-Force? Member of the
You
original New
mumbled that
Mutants
so
team.
quick, but I'm
has-
pretty sure I got the whole thing of it. You're talking about Cannonball's kid sister, right?
I am. What's her name?
That
I'll take her
should be
superhero
enough.
name
Give
or
him
her.
a point.
Let me go
That's
watch
hard. That's
It can-
hard. I don't know this shit.
It's not
It's
hard.
Cannonball.
Mom.
It's Cannonball's
It's the
kid
1990s.
sister, and I'm
It was-
trying to remember
Guys,
what
it
her
was
name
20. It was over 25 years ago. That's not modern.
that
Time has happened.
No, I'm
shows you
trying to
how
remember
long
who
ago I've
Cannonball's
been
kid
regularly
sister's
reading
name is.
Marvel.
I'm just trying to remember her name.
Okay,
It's Cannonball's kid sister.
I will give you half the point for getting the sister.
Isn't there
I'm
If you
just-
can
I'm
give me
trying to
either her
remember
first name or her
Cannonball
superhero identity, I will give you the full point.
Huh?
Wasn't her name Shannon Ball?
I can't
sorry, I'm
sparkles.
No, her
shoots
name is not
crap
Shannon.
from her- Oh, God damn it. Not Jubilee.
Nope,
Tick, tick,
you're thinking
tock.
somebody else entirely.
Tick, tick, tick.
Nope. No, you're
Not
thinking of
Boom
Boom
Boom.
Boom, and it's not her.
It's Cannonball's kid sister. I can't keep
Yeah,
up
not
with
good enough.
anything going on here.
No.
It is. Okay, you
Is
get
she-
half a point. It was Paige Guffery, otherwise known as Husk.
Husk. page.
Oh.
Give him
Okay,
the
this
whole
one should be a bit
point.
easier.
That's so hard.
That doesn't matter if it's hard.
Why is that
It
hard?
just
It
means
doesn't matter.
don't
It's
get
hard.
points.
Yeah, keep
You
them
know,
coming.
Mark
I brain
never
farted her
went
name.
that
I got
crazy.
him running my ear and everybody
It's an
going
X-Men
on.
comic
I
from
got
the
little-
90s.
Let's
Right
give him any more
factor.
It's all
questions,
right.
please.
It's all right.
Let-
I'm all right with a half point.
All right.
I got half
Quiz
point.
master
Go.
and the
What
quizzy.
amoeba would eventually evolve into Wolverine?
Hey, I'm all right with half
Next
Come
point.
on,
question. Next
I'm gonna
question.
mute Bill.
Oh, wait till we get to you, Bill. I'm gonna love doing questions for you.
dude.
Which Italian artist drew a comic called X-Women, written by Chris Claremont? Which Italian artist drew a comic called X-Women, which was drawn by Chris Claremont?
Milo Manara.
Correct. 1 point entirely.
That would have been my guess, but it would have been a wild ass.
I own a
guess.
couple copies
That's
of it.
so
It's a
weird.
beautiful
Well, I
book.
mean, I figured Italian artist would probably be enough of a clue because it would have been like, who's the Italian artist who draws Marvel comics?
Well, it's
Manara,
either
right?
Manera or
Because
Delato
Mobius is
There's
French.
also Lucio
So, yeah.
Perillo.
or
Mobius is
Perillo.
French. And you drew Silver Surfer and not X-Men. Who was Apocalypse's Horseman Death? This is from the mid-90s, so I'm not taking any...
The
guesses, like,
original
really-
Horseman Death.
Nope.
The original. You're talking about when he first appeared, or when what you're aiming for is Archangel, but that wasn't his
No.
original one.
No, wrong.
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 Okay, what am I missing here?
Did he
Look.
take over? He
No,
took over, didn't he?
So much clue. So much clue
Who
right
does
now.
the boy-voiced man look like?
Wolverine.
Wolverine, then.
Correct! Stolen from a Chris Claremont idea and used in the Apocalypse story, Wolverine is revealed to be Apocalypse Horseman Death. But you have
Wait,
bonus
I still don't get that
Well,
because
hang on a minute.
that's what I said. On which
He was
part?
missing it, so he's on 0 again now.
On which
Well, because
part?
Jeff,
You're talking about.
never
You're talking
revealed in the
about.
original.
Hey,
But
hey,
see,
this
you're-
isn't a
you're
fucking
talking
democracy.
You're talking about a story that was retroactive. That's what's confusing me.
No, it was another death. You got the question right. It's fine. You can move on. We can carry on arguing about a thing you've got right, or we can move on to the next question.
Okay, well that's all right. But
This is your bonus question.
You just said it was
Sorry,
Wolverine.
This comic was published this century, so you might find it tricky. Who from the original? I'll make it a bit easier. Who from the original X-Men killed Professor X in the story Avengers versus X-Men? Who from
Cyclops.
the original? Correct.
Cyclops in AVX 10.
I knew that.
Correct.
Too. I mean, these aren't that bad. Now you're being more mainstream. You're going a little off the range
what, I got
there
like
for a
what
while.
What was
2 points or
obscure
2.5
about
points?
Generation X? The Chris Bacalo Scott Lobdell comic that was like the major X-Men launch of the mid-90s. Is hardly
Well,
like,
nothing. But that was
it's
a
hardly
period
Street
I
Poet
missed
Way, is it?
entirely. I mean, no, it's all personal. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So it's all because I'm an
Who
old
played the bad
freak.
guy in the Generation X TV movie?
the actor.
Who?
Yeah.
The actor who played the bad guy in the Generation X movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The actor. The guy who played him was the guy who played him.
But yeah,
But
it was Matt Frewer, Max Headroom.
right. And he
Bill.
played the White Queen.
One of the
he?
most beautiful women to ever walk the earth.
Hughes.
Finola Hughes. Oh my God, that woman was.
Hey,
Do you
Bill.
guys know her at all?
As the squeakiest wheel, you get the next quiz section.
All right, get him, Squeaky
Bill?
Wheel.
Me?
Bad girls are your new world.
Oh,
Question
crap.
one.
I'm
Bill.
gonna suck so bad
What
at
is
this.
Bill getting
Why
questions
change the
on?
habit of a lifetime?
Huh?
What is Bill getting questions on?
Who is Evil Ernie's most famous girlfriend? Sorry, who is Evil Ernie's more famous girlfriend?
I don't
Who
know.
Who is the
Can
most?
I
Think
answer?
of the, if
Can
you
I
think of
answer
bad
it?
girls, what do you think of?
Can I have? Okay, can we
Do you know
all get
sign
one
language?
call, Kyle?
No, you can't.
No,
That's
I
sign
have no
language.
idea.
Steal.
I never kept up with the Evil Ernie.
Kyle,
Did you
come in
know
and
sign
steal.
language?
What?
Go for it, Kyle.
Kyle,
Lady Death. Lady Death.
Correct. Kyle gets
I
a point.
had no idea they were in the same
Oh,
universe.
we didn't know they were sealed.
She
I'm
was
so old
introduced
school.
in
I
an
feel
Evil Learning comic
totally
book.
ill-equipped here.
She was introduced in an Evil Learning comic book.
Was she really?
Correct again.
Yeah.
I can't give him a bonus point because I didn't pose it as a question. Okay, this one should be a bit easier.
Okay.
Kabuki was created by which Daredevil and New Avengers artist? Kabuki was created by which Daredevil and New Avengers artist?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna get this
What's
wrong,
that- what's
but I'm
that in
gonna
here?
I'm
Is it
gonna
like
say
a-
David Mazzucchelli.
Oh! Do you want to have another go?
You got the
'Cause you
first
got the
name
first
right,
7
but
letters
the
right.
second name, you got the second.
David
you got the last
Mackey?
one wrong.
Yeah.
Starts with an F.
No, it doesn't.
Finch, David Finch.
We need starts with an F.
Oh, I
You
thought
were
you said
nearly
New
there.
Avengers
You were nearly
artist.
there, Phil. And I feel bad for you, so I'm going to give you a third go and with a visual clue to how close you were.
I have no
So what
idea.
was your last answer? What was your last answer, Bill?
So,
David.
Oh, he said Mackey. Oh, I get it.
I said David
so-
Mackey.
David Mack.
Okay, so if I'm doing that in relation to
Mac?
Mackie,
Yeah,
Yay!
David Mack.
Oh, okay. I knew that. Well, there's a Dave Mackey who was
Also,
a writer.
David, who is David Mackey?
He's
Yeah.
a writer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hang on. Have you got any signed copies by David Mack you can show us, Kyle?
Yeah, I got 8 of them. Why? You want to see a Kabuki autograph
Right.
comic book?
You might need to get that while I give Bill clues for the next question.
I have 8.
No,
David
apparently
Mack
you need
autograph
to.
books.
See, that's how bad I am at this.
I just heard
This
you
is
say
horrible.
New Avengers artist, and when you said New Avengers artist, I thought you were talking about David Finch.
See. Okay, a lot of David's in play. Next question. This one should be a bit easier because it's closer to your realm. 2 WWF divas who also appeared in Playboy had comics. Which 2 ladies were they, and what were the titles of the comics? I'll give you a hint. One of them is a trick question.
Do you want to see the comics? Because I have them upstairs too.
No, he can't see
I
the
would love
comics.
to because I need every help I can get. But was one China?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will take either of the other ladies' names because she's famous for having 2 different names. So yeah.
I'm not going to get her. But
I mean,
can't-
many men have said that.
They're probably.
I'll give you a clue. Really,
It
big
wasn't
clue.
Miss Elizabeth. I'm sure she was way before
No,
that.
she's not married to Brock Lesnar, is she?
She is married to Brock Lesnar. Great could steal.
Mrs. Lesnar.
Think of a character from
Lesnar.
Marvel. His
I mean,
first name is Silver. Think of
The first
Silver.
name is what?
Silver
Yeah,
from the
Silver.
Sable.
Not
Sable.
Surfer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Clearly, you
shocked
knew
that I
that.
couldn't get that. Sable.
Sable. Okay. So you've had that many clues. Everyone else has to shut up. Do you know the name of the comic that she was in?
Sable?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
imagine
was
I'm not
good.
making
Sable.
it up. No. The China comic was called China, and that was the trick. But the Sable comic was called, last call, the 10th News.
Her
You get a point and
name?
a half.
Her real name? I don't know.
Oh, her real name is Rena Miro.
It wasn't Rena. There's never been a
It is.
Marvel.
It is. Why would I lie about this?
No. I wasn't saying that. I was saying there's never been a Marvel comic named Rena. No, I wasn't calling you that. I was saying,
Nebs,
okay,
you
it's
need to
not
get in
that,
contact with the
because-
BBC because Jeremy Paxton has just stepped down from University Challenge, and I think they're looking for a new person to head up University Challenge. And clearly,
Yeah, and
you're
they
Matt.
need the guy who says, "Why the fuck would I lie about this?" on the end.
Yeah, exactly. And
All right.
It makes a change from your starter for 10.
This is an obscure one. All right, so I'm going to give you 2 points if you get this right. Okay.
Okay.
In 1995, Extreme Publishing put out a crossover, and the conceit was all of the male characters were turned into women. What was the name of the crossover?
Dude,
Not really.
you're hitting me with all the how I don't know. I have no idea. The comics are so broad. I know. I'm not
Cry
crying.
baby.
I'm not crying. I just
Okay.
have no clue. Mark,
I bet
do you
Kyle
have
knows.
any idea?
What company was it?
I need to know
Mark, do
first.
you know what he's talking about?
Ask the question.
All right, I'll
Like-
repeat the question.
It's like a
Kyle's
foreign
benefit.
language. But the way it
Kyle.
works is he asks you the question, you say you have no idea. He then tells you the answer, you repeat it, and he gives you the points. So you're doing
Oh, I
quite
like
well at the
that.
moment.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, what's the question?
Okay, I'm going to hand it to Kyle because I have a feeling he might know. It would only be fair to offer it to him.
Okay.
Kyle, in 1995, Extreme published a crossover, and the concept of which was that all of the male heroes were turned into females. What was the name of that crossover?
Oh! I didn't. You broke up. I know the answer. X-Men. EX-Men.
I'll be there. I'll be there whenever you
Jackson
need me.
5?
That's the biggest clue. That's biggest. I can't give you a bigger clue than
The
that.
No,
Jackson
Bee
5
Gees.
was the
The
name?
Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees.
No, that's like a TV show thing.
X-Men?
That's like a TV
5,
show theme. I'll be there.
4,
The Crying
3,
Game.
2,
Oh,
1.
Forrest.
The answer
Whitaker. The Forrest
was
Whitaker
in
5.
1995. Extreme Studios published a crossover called Babe Watch. Babe Watch.
Babe watch. Okay. Hey, did he get the China and Sable question
Yes.
I
Well,
want
you got
Matt
half
back as the quiz
Yeah,
master.
after we got
week.
to
I'm
the answer,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm just
Okay,
gonna
well,
say it
here.
hands down.
Okay.
How about some limited
Final
edition? Here you
question.
go, Nevs. Limited edition China.
I thought Sarah Huckabee showed up here.
There's
weird,
limited
dude.
edition China. There's the photo
Final
cover.
question for Bill.
Hold on, Nevs. Well, I got these.
Hold
hands.
Hold on, Nevs.
because
Look,
I've
Nevs.
got
Oh,
it.
look.
Sure, that's how
It's
this
China's
works.
book because you might be interested in this. Look, Joni signed it to me. Oh my
Aw, she-
Oh my goodness. And then you said Lady Death. How about an autographed up Lady Death book?
Oh, is that the embossed one? Can you
Thank
fondle
you,
the death?
Kyle.
And then look, oh my God, David Mack autographed comic books, Kabukis.
Did
Oh my
China,
God,
did
David
China
Mack.
sign your copy of her movie as well,
Oh no,
Kyle?
another David Mack autographed Kabuki. Hey, are we done
Have you
yet?
got any
No.
Baywatch
How about
comics,
another
Kyle?
David Mack autographed Kabuki?
China put in a very good performance with She-Hulk in one of her films.
All right,
Anyone
all
see
right.
it?
Just a
All right.
couple of
Enjoy
my
We're going to go
directing
for
the
silence.
Hellboy
I feel
movies.
that Bill will need all the help he can get on this one. Bill,
All right.
4 of these comics are things that may or may not have been published. I'm going to read them out to you. You're going to tell me the one I'm
I may
clearly
get this one.
lying about. One of them does not exist. It has never been published. It does not exist. One of the
Just
4. You have to
one
tell
of
me
the
which
4?
one. There is no debate here. There's no heckling. There's no conferring. One
Okay,
doesn't exist.
okay.
The other
I'm
3
going to
do.
put my
Okay?
hands over my eyes. I will take the.
All right.
So one of the 4 isn't real.
Correct.
Okay, go.
Number 1, option A, Penthouse Comics Max, Election Special 96. Number 2, Trump number 3. Number 3, Hustler Comics, premiere issue. Number 4, Carnal Comics, Pink Stiletto, starring Annabelle Chong. Do you want to hear them again?
No, I think number 1 is false.
One of the men in the chat has got the correct answer.
What's that?
One of the men in the chat has got the
You were
correct
wrong,
answer.
Bill. You were wrong.
Is it Trump number 3?
You are correct, Bill.
Thank
Trump
you.
number 3 was never published. It only made it to 2 issues before.
Oh, okay.
Hefner said-
Okay. Well, that sounds right. Let's hope he can't make it a second time here.
I
But
just
he
wanted
may.
to be in
He's
jail.
You
going to
never
make
know.
it, is he? He's going to
Can
be
he
like
be
a
in
quiz-
jail next week? Are you awake, Graham? Are you gonna play?
All right.
Yeah, I'm awake.
General
Yeah,
knowledge
keep it
quiz.
quiet. So it's
General
not a
knowledge.
bloody.
Anyone can kick in. I repeat, anyone can kick in. So I'm paying attention, but I'm only going to repeat the question twice. All right. Number 1. In an act of extreme shame, repeated 4 times over, DC decided to create their own sequels to Watchmen, not featuring Alan Moore as on the creative team. There were 4 different spin-offs from Watchmen or sequels. Name me all 4.
After Watchmen.
The Button. No.
Gray has got a point.
Beyond Watchmen.
Silk Spectre.
No, sorry, I should clarify. Now Gray's giving the
There is
answer
a
before
series called
Watchmen
Silk
counts as
Spectre.
one thing.
Sorry?
Before Watchmen counts as one thing.
Okay.
So Silk Spectre is part of that. Gray is on 2.
Yeah.
There are 2 more.
Wasn't the Button?
The Button was one. I'm
Rorschach.
counting that. Rorschach.
Oh,
goes to
Button was
Bill.
one. Okay, cool.
There is one more that has not been said.
What was he saying?
One more Watchmen spin-off.
Oh,
or
right,
sequel.
Boschman from Mad Magazine. Okay, maybe not.
5.
Yeah, no. What was that one after the
So far,
Oh,
Button?
Dr.
It was like a
Manhattan.
12-parter, and
Dr. Manhattan.
Rorschach was in the.
Gray, you're on the tip of it, mate.
And
Dr. Manhattan.
no, there's a 12-part series that come out after the Button, wasn't there?
Yes. Oh, it's awful.
Yeah,
It's
I can't remember what it was called. I read it online, but I don't remember what it was called.
Couldn't get any worse than this.
World's Finest
Literally,
with Batman and
the worst
Oh,
24
so the watch, the clock, Doomsday Clock. Doomsday Clock?
Yes!
bing, 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 bing.
Doomsday Hour.
Doomsday Clock, yeah. So,
Doomsday
on that
Clock.
matter, Ray
What's
has 3
going on?
points.
Right.
Bill
I'm
has
going to think
1.
of Doomsday, but
Bonus.
Which one was it?
Watchmen. It was Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock.
You got
Oh,
it.
that was an actual
I think so.
comic?
I think there's some lag because I swear to you about
Oh.
a minute
It
ago.
wasn't a joke I made up.
There's some
both-
lag.
Mom,
I
you
think.
doing okay? Or you need to check out. Mom, you need to check out for a while.
Bonus question. What was the name of the proposed spin-off that Moore and Gibbons were going to do before the whole Button controversy happened? Again, what was the proposed spin-off that Moore and Gibbons had agreed to do until the whole Button controversy started?
The comedian.
Watchmen 2.
Oh, it's about 60 seconds, and there are a lot of us in this room.
Or
Watchmen 2?
60 seconds, and a lot of us in this room.
Watchmen 2?
the black
Minutemen. The
Black
Minutemen.
Ship.
Yes!
Excuse me.
Minutemen.
ma'am.
I'm
That's
working on these clues. I really am.
What happened with the buttons? Did Alan not get any money from
DC
it?
created some Watchmen buttons and didn't tell Moore and Gibbons. And Moore and Gibbons were like, "Where's our money for this?" And they said, "What money?" So they pulled the Minutemen sequel.
Oh, well, fudge. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So next question. I think this might be the actual one that's worth complaining about being obscure, but I'm hoping not. What is the name of the famous manga depiction of Hiroshima that was recently reprinted? What is the name of the manga depiction of the Hiroshima bombing that was recently reprinted?
Barefoot Gin.
Nope. There's more
like
than one.
the shadow or something.
Nope.
The shadow on the wall.
Is it by Suzuka?
Nope.
Oh.
I've seen this.
No, I'm clueless.
Oh, you were so close. Great.
Mushroom
Mark, sorry. You were so close
Who?
with what you just said.
What did he say?
I'm not going to repeat it. That's enough of a clue.
What did you say, Mark?
What'd you say, Guillermo?
Oh, I have seen this.
What did you just say, Mark?
I said, oh, I have seen this. I can't remember.
Oh,
That's what I said was really close.
I saw it.
Yes. Bill gets the
I
point.
saw it.
I'm going to
Okay.
interrupt.
Oh,
a
yeah,
second.
that rings a bell.
Okay. What's going on?
Did that predate
Hold on, Bill.
Barefoot Gin?
Yeah, hold on,
No.
Bill.
I just want to take a second and say goodbye because I've got to move. But
Okay.
talk
Thank
to
you for
your
coming to our
answer.
show, Janet. And thank you for the stories
Thank
about
you,
Janet.
Janet.
Thank you, Janet. We loved it.
Thanks, Janet.
I thank
And the
Love hearing
poem.
about your
That was
work.
awesome.
Told you. You went almost 2 hours. I told you you would once you got in with us.
Well, I just wish you were all here and I'd fix you dinner.
Yeah.
But
That'd be nice.
They love you, Mima.
Oh, we'd eat it. We would eat it.
well, ask
Love you, Mima.
Kyle. You get a dinner when you get food when you come to Mima's. But thank you very much, and I really love all of you.
We love you too, Mima.
Miss
I
You're,
just
you.
had to say that.
you're
I
our
had to
favourite
mention it.
meme. You're our meme. You're the show's meme.
This age
The
group,
Mima episode.
Yeah.
Great. From
This
now
age
on,
group-
this is the Mima episode. Bye. Bye, Janet.
Hi, John.
Bye.
We love you.
Just,
love
you know,
you. Have fun. Have fun.
See you, Mom. Now, is she going to be able to log out?
I don't know. Did you know it's
You gotta
get out
push
of
the
it?
How
X
about-
button to leave there.
Okay, I was going to say, how about we just carry on and let her log out with some
Damn
dignity and
technology.
quiet,
All right.
move the attention away. Question number
I do
3.
have to
This one's
say,
for
with
Yeah.
your mom's maiden name being Martinez, you don't look Hispanic at all. I'm kidding. I know. I know.
That's,
that
her
you're
maiden
very
name's Kasky.
I
Her-
know.
her
I know.
maiden
I was
name
trying
is
to be a
Martinez.
smart ass.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
trying
I
to give you a chance to,
I got
to
that
give yourself a
trying to
Spanish
start
accent.
German.
Question
Hello,
number
Beaker.
3.
You know.
Who drew a never published adaptation of the Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis movie California for Vertigo? I'll repeat the question. Who
drew it?
a never published but finished adaptation of California, the movie with Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis for Vertigo?
Alan Moore.
I can't. I don't have a way of creating a clue for this. I'm sorry. It's literally just someone's name.
It's
Brian
not
Boland.
Alan Moore.
Tom Mandrake. No, you drew it.
Sorry.
Drew it.
Dave
An
Gibbons.
artist.
Dave Gibbons.
Frank
You're in
Miller.
the right
John
region.
Romita.
David Lloyd.
Okay. So I'll narrow the field a bit.
Mark
Someone who drew
Buckingham.
regularly for Vertigo in the mid-90s.
Mark Buckingham.
No.
Charles
not Mark Buckingham.
Bass.
Niven.
Charles Bass. Mike
Regular
Dringenberg.
Vertigo artist in the 90s, Kyle.
Mike Drinkenberg.
Steven
Mike
Siegel.
Dringenberg. Charles Bass. Dave McKeon. We're narrowing it down here.
Klaus Janson.
Brian Boland.
I said Brad
Boland.
Boland earlier.
Steve Ditko.
Simon Beasley.
Ditko.
I wish
Ditko.
it was Steve Ditko. The actual
I'm
answer
leaving out an
was
obvious.
Duncan Fegredo.
Who?
Duncan Fegredo, regular Vertigo artist in the mid-90s, drew an adaptation of California, which was never published, but it is on Tim Pilcher's website. You can read the whole thing there. Bonus question aimed at you.
Who
Bill.
wrote it?
Who created, but was...
Who created what?
Conan.
Conan.
Okay, I'll try again.
Who
Who
created
created
the condom?
a
I
comic
think
that
his
was
name
never
was Trojan.
published, but was... Bill,
Sorry.
stop messing up my quiz. Who created a Twin Peaks comic that was never published?
Oh,
I'll give you a clue. The artist worked on both Batgirl and Ghost. Twin Peaks
McGinnis?
comic that was never published, but it is available on their website.
It's not McGinnis.
Titan.
Titian.
All right, this is
and it had nothing to do with the previous Twin Peaks comic.
Are we looking for a publisher or an artist?
it was just a proposal that they knocked together.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay,
David Lynch.
Matt Haley. Matt Haley.
I'd have
created
never
a
guessed
I don't even
Twin
know
Peaks
who
comic,
that
which is
is.
available on his website.
Oh, I don't even know who that
Next
is.
question. Which of the 4 Dark Horse related movies was meant to star Anna Nicole Smith? Which of the 4
Barbed
Dark
Wire.
Horse related movies
Barbed
was meant to
Wire.
star Anna Nicole Smith?
Barbed wire. Barbed
Barbed
wire.
wire.
Barbed wire. Barbed
Hellboy?
wire. Barbed wire.
Tank Girl, The Mask, Mystery Men, or The Shadow?
Tank Girl.
Hellboy,
Tank girl.
Tank Girl.
The Mask, Mystery Men, or The Shadow?
The Shadow.
Now I will take
Tank
your
Girl.
answers.
Tank
The
girl.
Shadow.
I thought she was
Mask.
slated to be
Okay,
barbed wire.
As you don't know, you're
Mask.
playing a process of elimination. The answer was The Mask.
I said that.
The part played by Cameron Diaz was originally written for Anna Nicole Smith, but during the auditions, they decided that Anna Nicole couldn't act. So they went with Cameron Diaz instead.
Oh, well, Mark gets that one. Mark.
Yeah, good one, Mark.
Mark gets that one. Okay, in light of the news that's happened today, this one should be really easy, and I'll be really annoyed if none of you get
John
it.
Romita
Which
Sr.
famous father?
John Romita
Jr.
Are you all done? Yeah, are you all done? Okay, I'll ask the
now he's
question.
going to give
now.
us
Which
a
famous
question
father and son duo penciled and inked the story in Amazing Spider-Man 500?
Romita Sr. Jr.
Romita Sr. Jr.
There you go. Kyle gets it because he actually answered the
I
question.
said it about 5 minutes before Kyle.
I said it 5 minutes after Kyle. What the fuck?
You all said Romita. You didn't
I
say
said it last week.
I
You're
said
a
Junior.
junior.
Right off the bat.
I'm sorry.
Replay.
I said it
and you'll
last week,
find
Joe.
out.
Yeah, come on,
Okay,
man.
I'll ask the question again.
Give it to Guillermo del
Which
Toro.
famous
dude.
father
Come
and son
on.
duo? I love watching grown men cry.
Wait, do you want to see 2 Romita signed comic books
10,000
by
gigawatts.
Junior and Senior? I have Romita signed
No.
comic books.
Mark,
What? John Romita Senior
Mark,
and
this
Junior.
is your part of the quiz.
Oh, okay.
Gray
ask me what
might have to
happened in
kick in.
series
Lads,
3,
Kyle, Bill, I
episode 5.
suspect you are out of this, but you are more than willing to try.
Okay.
Question number 1 for Mark.
Right. Okay.
Who played the lead in the Inside Number 9 episode, The 12 Days of Christine?
Stephen King.
Who played the lead
It's
in
going to
the
be
12 Days
I'll
of
go Steve Pemberton.
12 Days of Christine episode of Inside Number 9? Sorry?
Steve Pemberton.
The lead
Oh,
in
so it's
the
gonna-
episode of 12 Days of Christine.
What's her name? Olivia.
Yes.
To have one.
Yes, Olivia Thingy. The
Coleman?
one is
Give it to him.
Coleman?
Olivia's in a.
Olivia Coleman. Yeah, Olivia Coleman.
Oh, Olivia
Is that your
Coleman?
final answer?
Yeah.
That's my
Wait,
answer.
now
yeah,
I have to watch this show. I love her.
Guys, the answer was Sheridan Smith. Sheridan
Yeah.
Smith played Christine in the 12 Days of Christine.
Oh, so it wasn't Olivia
Episode-
Coleman.
question
God
number 2.
damn it,
But
Mark.
keep in mind, Bill, these are Mark's
Question
questions.
2.
Bill, don't
There you
answer
go,
these
Mom.
till Mark.
All right, focus. Because this one's tricky, right? Tricky.
Oh,
Which
last one was easy.
episode
First one
of
was
Inside
tricky.
Number 9 was hacked for the Halloween special deadline? Which episode of Inside Number 9 was hacked for the Halloween special deadline? So you remember the deadline one? The one that was broadcast on Halloween as a live show? At some point, an
right,
episode was
yes.
hacked. What was the episode?
Episode 6.
Well, the name of the episode would be preferable.
Oh.
No, okay. The answer was A Quiet Night In. A Quiet
Okay.
Night In was replayed, but with added ghosts and scary stuff. Okay.
Right.
Number 3. Which mother and son combo from a previous work by Pemberton and Shearsmith show up in the episode Death Not Be Proud? Mother and son combo from a previous work.
Oh,
of
right.
theirs.
It's going to be the couple who owned the shop in League of Gentlemen.
Incorrect.
Their husband
No.
and wife, didn't they?
No, that wasn't mother and son, was it?
Oh my gosh,
Um,
these are
no.
so hard.
Yeah, they are hard. Mother and son. So,
These are not hard.
so the League
They are hard.
Yeah,
Previous work.
these are hard.
So
They're not hard if you've seen the show, Bill.
No, I know.
No, they are.
Sorry, there
So
are
now
nine.
you
There
clue.
there are
Do you want
8
a clue?
series. There are 8 series over the last 9 years. I'm afraid when you
I will
ask
give
about
you
an
a clue.
individual episode,
Tina Turner singing in the kitchen. Tina Turner singing in the kitchen is your clue.
Come on.
oh, wait a minute.
It's so hard.
Mother and son. Is it from Psychoville?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it like a serial killer buff? One of them.
I'm going to give it to Gray because he's as close to the answer as I think we're going to get. It is Maureen and David, the mother and son serial killer combination.
Oh,
from
yeah,
Psychoville.
yeah.
David
Yeah,
shows
but I
up at
gave
the
him the
flat.
clue. It was
And
Psychoville, didn't I?
Yeah.
it's not, yeah. All right, you can have half a point each.
Thank you.
What?
Okay. This one should be easier. Which knighted actor and director has the rare distinction of appearing twice in the show in different episodes? Hey, Paolo.
Info.
Which knighted actor and director appears twice in the show as different
Ian
characters in
McKellen?
different episodes?
Ian McKellen.
Nope. Still no.
Patrick
Branagh?
Stewart.
Oh,
Branagh.
Nope.
what's his name? The guy, Claudius guy, Derek Jacobi.
Correct. So Derek Jacobi appears as the narrator in the Quiet Days Before Christmas.
That's not
and
fair.
also in the
That's
episode with
another.
the-
That's another
Why
Mark
is that
double.
not fair?
Hey, Paula.
Because it's another double.
Have you guys
for
ever
Mark.
seen the Texas version of
Eric
iCloud?
He's not being Guillermo del Toro. He's being Derek Jacobi.
Yeah, that's my other double
Right.
that I do at parties.
Final question.
Wait,
This
wait,
might be a
wait,
bit
wait,
obscure
wait.
unless you
For-
check out
wait
the fan
one
theory
second.
things.
Do you
For
know
what? You're
what
not
the
gonna get
Texas
it.
version of iClaudius is?
What?
No.
No,
Hey, Claudius. Hey, everybody. Sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
thanks for that, Bill. It's brilliant.
You're
All right.
welcome.
Hey,
Oh,
Claudius,
comedy,
hey.
Great.
comedy relief from
Which-
Bill Field.
All
Thank
right,
you.
I'll narrow it down a bit, right? Which animal is hidden in every single episode of Inside Number 9 so far? Which
Oh, that's a
animal
good one. That's a
is
good
hidden
one.
in
Oh, it's a
every
giraffe.
single episode?
Is it
so
a
far?
rat?
It is not a rat.
Rat
I will give you
in-
two more. But actually, one more. I'm giving you a major
I
clue.
would say a penguin.
An octopus.
No, I've just watched about 3 episodes.
A penguin. It's a T.
A rhino.
No.
I hadn't seen Series 8, Nevs, because I was travelling, so I've been watching Series 8. What the hell appeared?
You haven't seen Beyond the Bosses episode yet?
I watched the one where there was a quiz with Lily Mack and the woman's head exploded.
He said a hamster. I say a dog.
And I'm just trying to
I
think. There
cannot
was
give you any more of a clue than this. Right now.
ants.
He's twisting his
Ants.
hair. Is that a clue?
Insect.
I don't know. Is it a clue, Gray? Is it a clue?
Are you doing another Wolverine thing?
Hair?
Yeah, that's exactly what. Okay.
A
5,
rabbit?
4, 3,
Please.
A hare? A rabbit?
1. The answer was a hare. There's
said
a
a
hare
hare.
hidden in every episode.
That's my
I
favorite.
said a hair.
So end of the quiz. So if we move on to
now,
another topic,
now you got
I
to
will
give
work out
Gray
the total
Batman.
numbers.
You got to give Gray Batman.
I've gotta do what with what?
Gray's going to run away with it.
That's right. Johnny's run away. Gray can have some Batman. I did write Batman questions. How confident are you feeling about your Batman knowledge, Gray?
Not with the questions you've been asking so far. Not that confident. But he's got a long
Don't
history.
worry, this will be easy.
Great. In Batman 468, on page 9,
Exactly.
Which,
Yeah.
which villain makes an appearance?
The
All
ventriloquist.
right.
Clayface.
I thought you guys were experts. I don't know
Look
what
it
the
up.
problem is.
It's Clayface.
Question one.
I'm not an
What is
expert, so I'm
Batman's
useless with
first
artists
appearance in
and
the comic?
writers.
I'm gonna guess.
Sorry?
Life.
What is the first appearance of Ace the Bat Hound in a comic?
Ace the Bat-Hound in a comic. Oh my
Can we
god,
say
I have no idea. Batman.
Detective number 180.
I'm going 132.
Oh, I was going to say 187.
It's a
Batman.
detective.
Batman 92.
Oh,
Oh.
Batman.
It's Batman.
Hold on a second. This is. Can I not even get a guess in? I thought this was my round. Am I not
You
permitted
did.
to have a guess?
You went on several times. I assume those
Yeah,
were
and these
guesses.
bastards kept bloody joining in and not giving me a chance to think about it. And then you never give me no 5-second countdown. You just went straight to the
Okay.
answer.
I think
We're
we
trying
found
to
out.
help you.
I think we found a
I
replacement.
will
for
give you
Matilda.
a bonus question in the next question.
You're all right.
All right.
I was going to go 69 anyway.
He had
What
fallen
was the
asleep.
name of the Batman-related 2012 PS3, Xbox 360 Steam game that also had a lead-in Detective Comics? What was the name of the Batman-related 2012 PS3, Xbox 360, Steam first-person
Arkham
card shooter
Asylum?
that had the leading?
Gotham
Sorry?
Punk.
Nope.
Arkham
It's not Gotham
Asylum.
Punk.
How are you, buddy?
Nope.
Here we go. Got a delivery.
Um,
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. David Hine wrote the backup strip that led to the game.
Dude, these questions are too freaking hard.
So the reason your backup story.
No,
you-
this is like Reed
This is
Richards
obscure.
college quiz or
they're
something.
not hard for
This
Nevs.
is-
She knows
these-
the
They're
answer.
hugely hard.
are you
You're
saying
on
that
another level than
this
us.
game is based on a backup
I'm
story?
a
It's not a comic
comic
book.
historian for crying out
I
loud.
can't
And you're
hear
blowing
you.
my
Let me
mind.
listen to what Gray is
I'm just
asking.
saying, I
Say that
love
again,
them to death. These
Was
are
it hash?
hard.
Let him
Was it
finish
hash?
raving
Freaking
first.
hard.
I'm trying, Gray, but I can't
What
hear
was
you.
it? Was
I
it
know.
hash?
So let him finish his rave. Let him finish his rave first before I
At
bother
least
trying to
Mark
speak
is
again.
in the same universe as us. I'm just saying.
I just
these
go,
are
I don't know, and
hard.
leave it at that.
These are
Just leave it at I don't
really
know.
hard.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. The answer.
And I'm not
The answer
stupid,
was-
or I didn't think I was stupid until today. Now
I'm gonna mute him. I'm gonna mute him because he
don't.
don't shut up. Go on.
The answer was Gotham City Imposters.
I've never heard of
Gotham
it.
City Imposters.
Okay, so I got
Oh,
Gotham
okay. It's
Punk.
really good.
Do I get half a point for having
All
gone
right.
Gotham?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll make this one's a bit easier, right? I promise you. In All-Star Batman, what did Batman give Robin as a weapon to hunt down rats for food the day after his parents were killed? All-Star Batman. Batman takes Dick Grayson back to the cave, says, "Go
A
hunt some
batarang.
rats," and gives him.
A crossbow.
Nope. It is a thing
He
you would
said
see
bow
regularly in
staff.
Skyrim, though.
He said bow
Oh,
staff.
an arrow.
Regularly, but not a meme-worthy.
A slap?
A battle axe.
Mjolnir.
Yes.
Mjolnir.
Man gives a child an axe to hunt rats after his parents have been killed. That's an actual plot point in All-Star Batman by Frank Miller. You get a
Yeah, I
point.
think I only got about 2 issues of that. I think yeah, I don't think I carried on with that one.
All right, this one shouldn't be too obscure, I don't think. Sean Gordon Murphy. He is the artist on books like Tokyo Ghost, Shaun of the Dead, Punk Rock Jesus, and Joe the Barbarian. He also has his own section of DC called the Murphyverse. What are the 4 Batman comics that make up that line?
Oh, Batman and the White Knight.
This is
Yep.
Gray's question, Mark.
Oh,
isn't it?
sorry.
You don't matter. I haven't got a clue anyway.
But Greyer doesn't know it. And if you go ask him a question,
Okay,
If White Knight, but
Okay,
they're quite
they were all-
recent. Because White Knight's quite recent.
they're
isn't
all
it?
derivations of White Knight, essentially. Beyond the
Yeah.
White Knight, Curse of the White Knight, White
Yeah.
Knight featuring Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Final question. How do I phrase this? Which of these Batman crossovers have I made up? Which of these Batman crossovers have I made up? Spawn Batman, Archie Batman, Predator Batman, Mars Attacks Batman, and Batman Punisher. Spawn
Well,
Batman, Archie
Well, I
Batman,
don't think I've
Predator
heard of the.
Batman,
I know Spawn Batman. I know Predator Batman. But Archie Batman, I'm a bit dubious about. Well, yeah, Punisher Batman, I'm pretty sure. Was there a Punisher Batman? I can't remember if there was a Punisher Batman, but it seems more likely than Archie Batman. But
and
what
the
was
other
this
option is
one?
Batman Mars Attacks. So I'll go over them
Batman
again.
what?
Batman Spawn, Batman Archie, Batman Predator, Batman Mars Attacks, and Batman Punisher.
Mars
Which
Attacks.
of those
I
is
don't
not
remember
real?
Mars
As
Attacks
of-
either. I don't remember there being a Mars Attacks.
Alright.
I'm gonna go Mars Attacks.
You are correct. The least likely one is that you were verging on is Archie Batman, which did happen. Archie versus Batman 66 was published 3 years ago.
I've got.
Wait,
Alright.
what?
Ah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did Mike
I
Allen do
just
the art for
report them,
that?
mate. I don't write them.
I know you don't.
I think it was Dan Parent who certainly did the covers.
Oh, it was Dan Parent. It was
And there was
Dan,
also
I'm sure it
a
was Dan
spin-off
Parent.
which was Harley and Ivy versus Betty and Veronica.
I've just picked up a Superman Top Cat.
Yeah.
What? I had no idea. So there's, have you read?
I've definitely got a Superman Top Cat team up, and I've also got a Joker Daffy Duck team up.
Do you have the Elmer Fudd Batman?
Have you got the Tasmanian Devil Wonder Woman comic?
I've got that one.
Tasmanian Devil versus Wonder Woman is amazing.
The Elmer Fudd Batman is supposed to be really good.
It is. It's the best
I'm
Batman
serious.
comic this century.
It's like he's
so
a villain. He's the hunter.
Really, really good.
The hunter with the list.
It's
be very quiet.
I wish I was making this up.
hunting a
I haven't read a
Batman.
Batman, but and even weirder, it's by Tom King, and I hate everything else he's done. But I really like his Batman Elmer Fudd comic.
Oh yeah, and so there was my favorite of all of the. Well, I liked the Space Ghost Green Lantern comic.
I'm going to mute Carl for a minute because he's doing some heavy lifting or something. You can all of his boxes scraping along. So shut up.
That's his box.
Shut up for a bit.
David Max in it. He's dragging it along the floor.
Yeah. Right.
So now
I'm totting up. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
That's
what I'm doing now.
Who's got some questions for Nevs then?
Hey, I want to ask you guys this real quick.
On.
Have you guys heard of the comic, or it's a comic and graphic novel, but American Born Chinese?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
It's become a Disney Plus series, and I think you guys will love it. It's fantastic. It's really, really good. And I will also say this: on Thursday, Secret Invasion starts.
Yes.
On Disney
Sorry,
Plus. I'm excited about that.
Forgot.
Oh, I have erred egregiously because I've forgotten I had written a separate part of the quiz for Grey. So there are a set of Grey questions, which if anybody wants to try and get some points, I know exactly who's winning right now, but it is still possible that one of you could overtake him.
Okay, go.
If we do this.
What we can do is first to answer.
I'm not going to get any of these because I don't know what kind of foot fungus the Swamp Thing had.
Graham's just going to mute us all and answer beforehand.
Which of the following Legion members is not in the 2023 film Legion of Superheroes? Again, which of the following Legion members is not in the 2023 movie Legion of Superheroes? Okay. Do you understand?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
So I made up one of these guys isn't in it, right? Dawnstar, Triplicate Girl, Shadowlass, Matter Eater Lad, Boincing Boy, Invisible Kid, Timberwolf, Arm Falls Off Boy, or Valor.
I'm gonna go with Triplicate Lass because he's actually Duo Damsel.
She's Duo Damsel now.
I'm gonna go Bouncing Boy.
Okay, can you repeat them because you broke up?
Yeah, I missed the last one.
Dawnstar, Triplicate Girl / Duo Damsel, Shadowlass, Matter Eater Lad, Bouncing Boy, Invisible Kid, Arms Fall Off Boy, Timberwolf, Phantom Girl, or Valor / Mon-El.
Arms Fell Off Boy didn't show up in it.
I'm going Mon-El.
I'm going Bouncing Boy.
I already said Bouncing Boy.
Shadowlass.
The only one he even said was Dawnstar.
Matter Eater Lad.
Tenzil Kem's not in it. How can it be Legion of Superheroes if Tenzil Kem's not in it?
Yeah, I know.
I didn't write it, mate. Okay, none of you have any points. Next question. This thought will be interesting to see how it comes up. Why does Mon-El exist specifically? Not like a comedy answer. There's a specific reason for the existence of Mon-El. What is it?
You feel better in the comics industry. So for some reason,
as in a comics character in a continuity. Actually, that's a massive.
Because they wanted.
They wanted someone that sounded like they were related to Superman.
Jim Shooter.
Bill is nearly there, but he's not quite there. Bill is on the cusp of it. He's on the ninth rung of a 10-rung ladder.
The House of L is basically what it was. But
they wanted a Captain Marvel lookalike. Someone like Captain Marvel.
You guys done? Any last chances? Any last Hail Marys?
It was wokeism. They wanted to diversity. So
there weren't enough Daxonites in there. The actual answer is, I'm afraid, boring to say that they needed a replacement character to stand in for Superboy because post John Byrne's Superman relaunch, there never was a Superboy, but they need a character to fill in for those places.
If you need to fly sweaters out on the back.
That's like 30 years later, though. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That doesn't
I'm
quite
sorry,
sound
right
like why they created the character.
Yeah, there isn't any
which
logic to
stated.
DC continuity, so don't try and blame Nevs.
Thank you.
No, but I
all right.
maybe from another universe. What?
Okay.
Just
Easier
like Kyle's
question.
mom was
Which
accusing everyone of being
13-year-old
earlier.
Which 13-year-old wrote a Legion
Jim
comic?
Shooter.
Which
Jim
Correct.
Shooter.
Kyle gets the point.
Damn it, Kyle.
Who gives Superman, right? Who gives Superman the gold kryptonite in the Alan Moore story, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow?
Lois Lane.
And I do not need the number of the character for the correct answer. I know
Brainiac 5.
Brainiac. Yeah.
Correct. Bill got it first.
Bill got it.
Final question. There is a chance for one of you to win with this question. There is already a winner, but do you know what? I'm the up the ante. This question has 4 points. 2 of you could overtake the current winner if you get all 4 answers correctly.
Okay.
Who were the original 4 members of the Legion of Super Pets? Go.
Okay.
Beppo, Streaky, Comet, and
Comet,
oh
Streaky,
god,
and,
Proto,
Beppo,
Streaky, Comet, Beppo, Crypto, Beppo,
There you
Comet,
go.
Geeky,
and Prody.
Ray, with your correct throwing in of Crypto the Superdog, not only do you get the 4 points,
I
but
said
you
Crypto
annihilate.
before he did.
But did you say Beppo and Streaky?
Yes.
And
No,
no,
you said
you didn't.
Beppo.
I say, but he said Beppo before me, but I did say Streaky.
Oh no,
and-
you said no, you did.
It was-
I'm
it
saying
was rather,
I
uh,
appreciate it
And you
for
should
you.
spike.
I
But
didn't mark one.
I think
It was a
you're
rather
wrong.
chaotic
I know that-
shout along.
because I can see- Look, we
I
can
think
argue,
Mark's so
We can
good at
defer-
ventriloquism.
we
You
can
thought it was
defer-
Gray.
but unfortunately,
Love you,
Mark
Gray.
let
I'm
himself
just messing
down
with
during
you.
the inside
It's-
number 9 round, so he
fine.
didn't generate the points that Gray did.
It's fine. If
Therefore,
giving all 4
by-
points to
by
Gray means Kyle doesn't
Simple
win,
process
give all 4
of
points
who
to Gray.
accumulated the most points during this
It'd be
quiz,
Gray.
Gray wins, and that's
Good.
it.
That's all right. I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
Yay, Gray!
I didn't
Sorry,
give it to
Mark.
him on hair length or how long his beard was.
I
You know
was
what I
the
mean?
biggest loser, I'm sure. But I didn't know.
There were no
any of-
options for corruption in this. Maybe next time there will be. Maybe you guys can get it right. So, and
Maybe we'll let Mark do it from now on again. I thought he was excellent. You were so hard, Nevs.
You spend most of the time complaining, Bill, not letting people listen.
What
Right.
is
I'm going to ask you 5 questions about.
Who cares?
I'm going to ask you 5 questions about Zatanna, okay? But these are
Okay.
ones-
But here's the thing.
Who was the
I've
gorilla
never
that
claimed an
married
interest in Zatanna.
Jimmy Olsen?
don't dare. Here we go. In which comic does Zatanna first appear?
The one with the pages in it. I don't know.
You don't know.
Hawkman 4.
Yes, point goes to Gray.
So the answer was Crypto
Wait, is
Beppo
this everyone
Ace
versus
and,
me now?
Wizard with the Wonder Horse, right?
These are easy,
Brody
these are
was in
easy
there.
questions, though. We're giving you right. Zatanna's
Yeah,
father,
okay.
Zatara, is a Golden Age character. In which comic did he first appear?
I think it's
No idea.
Detective 27, isn't it?
I'm not a real comics fan. I never
Is it
played
the same Batman? Was he not in that issue as well or not? No, I can't remember.
Is the question when does the Tara first appear?
Was he not in All-Star Batman?
Zatara's first,
Fans
what
Yeah.
comic
of
did
the
Zatara
rest?
first appear in?
Oh,
What, new comics?
Was he not the same with Batman's first appearance? Was he not in that comic?
One.
Action Comics one. I thought he was
Oh,
in
the
New
Action Comics one, right?
I thought he was in New Comics before that.
I had a feeling he was someone's first appearance. I thought it was Batman's
Right, you
first
should
appearance.
get this one, Nevs. You should get this one, okay? Who gathers together as Zatanna, Mento, Sargon in Winter's Gate Manor to battle the great evil beast?
You are cutting
Alan
out
Moore-
massively.
Pardon?
You're cutting out.
Who gathers
You're cutting
together?
out massively,
Zatanna-
man.
Can you hear me all right? Can you hear me, Nevs?
It is easy enough to hear the questions, though.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he says,
I can hear
who
you.
gathered together?
But I can't
Who
see
gathered
you 'cause
together?
The screen's just crashed.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Zatanna,
Yeah.
Mento, Sargon
Mento.
in Winter's Gate
You're making it up
Manor
now.
to battle the great evil beast in Alan Moore's
Swamp
American
Thing?
Gothic. Pardon?
Swamp Thing.
No.
American
Yeah,
Swamp
but who
Thing.
gathered him in the Swamp Thing? It was
Hey,
Constantine.
Oh, I didn't hear
Yeah.
Swamp Thing was part of the lineup.
Bill
Um,
Alistair wants that. Did you say you're going to send that to Alistair?
Okay. I'm
Constantine.
going to drop out for a few minutes because my screen has crashed and you guys are coming up out of sync. So I'm hearing every of the.
Yeah. Are you still here, Bill?
Yes.
All right. So did you want to trade that comic with Alistair? Your cool Spidey comic book there with Doc Ock? Look at that.
For what?
I don't know.
Sure, whatever. So what I brought it. I didn't really want to trade it, but I brought it on because I wanted to mourn the passing of John Romita Sr.
Yeah.
Like properly. So it's not up for sale, but
All right.
we can always talk. I'm okay with that. Sorry, Alistair. But no.
It's all right. Yeah, you got some money.
So, and I also
Denied a
want to
child
say
a comment.
that my panel this year, which we can't like really say officially yet until San Diego gives us the okay, but it's going to feature great interviews by now gone but not forgotten artists like Romita, and that were taken 20 years ago, and they've just recently been mastered and put into the proper format, and they look pretty doggone good, actually. And it's really so. Here's the thing:
PC.
Romita was 73 when he gave the interview.
Yeah.
He seemed younger than any of us. He had a vitality to him that was amazing, and he was just, I don't know, it's an engaging interview. And
you talking about the thing Alex posted on Comic Book Historians that I'm actually watching?
Oh, well,
right
I posted it first. Now, well,
Yeah.
it's Alex's.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had already posted
That's
it.
actually on pause on my YouTube right now.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like I was
and
watching,
I'll send it.
before I had to
I'll
come
send
on
it
the
to
show.
all y'all in our group. But it's just such a wonderful interview, and his son idolized him, and arguably John Romita Jr. is just as important as his dad.
Well, sort of.
I
Hey,
don't-
Mark, do you have any Romita autographs?
Yes.
All right, I was gonna say I've got Romita Senior and Junior in limited
I did.
autographs.
I think I have got a Romita Senior, but I can't remember where it is.
Oh yes, on Spider-Man number 38. I'm kidding.
Well, no, it wouldn't have been on Spider-Man 38 because he didn't start until Spider-Man 39.
I'm at 39.
Yeah.
Okay, nitpickers. God bless America and the Queen. Not the King, the Queen.
I mean, if you went to see John Romita Sr. and you said to him, "Can you sign this?" and you gave him an Amazing Spider-Man 38, he probably, even though he was a very nice guy, he probably would have said, "No, give me the next one."
He might. So was 38 the which was that was 38 the last Ditko? I thought it was 37.
Yeah. 38 he mailed it in. Mark just showed this on his video earlier.
Oh,
today.
that's gorgeous. When did you get that?
last year. Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Volume's been a bit quiet on
it's
some of
only
your
a 4?
videos, Mark, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
I think my phone's got a problem with its microphone.
Yeah, it's been a bit quiet.
Yeah. I need to switch it up.
Use a volume booster to be able to hear.
One against the rail, the two sitting on top.
Yeah, so
that's gorgeous.
And this is one of my favorite genre meter covers on
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really great. What issue is that?
That's issue 9. It's the first Serpent Crown, so it's quite a key issue.
Oh, it is.
Because it was mainly the main artist on Submariner was John Buscema, who did some fantastic covers. But obviously, if he got a bit behind, or he needs, they got.
Who did the interiors on that one? John as well.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, John. Hey, do you have a John Buscema autographed She-Hulk action figure?
No,
because I do. So just in case you're looking for one, my John Buscema autograph is on a She-Hulk.
You didn't know you were looking for one until Kyle told
you.
you.
I know. I definitely don't want any action figures. I don't like action figures.
Oh, come on, man.
Unless it's a sort of strange wrestler guy, sort of all stretchy and strange.
Stretch Armstrong?
Stretch Armstrong. Here's another.
He's just a very naughty Kyle. He's not the Messiah.
Oh, I love that. That's gorgeous.
That's a great one, isn't it? That's his last cover on Daredevil. So he did Daredevil between issue 12 and issue 20.
Yes.
And Stan Lee was warming him up for taking over from Ditko because he knew his relationship with Ditko was getting a bit strained. So he brought John Romita in on Daredevil so that he had a backup if Ditko left. So Ditko left, and so he did. This was his last one on Daredevil. And then he moved and did 39.
So what other comic did Romita take over after a longtime artist left?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
The FF.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Buscema did it first, and then Romita came in, and then Buscema came back. And then I think they went to Rich Buckler, which was it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
I actually believe, other than the Kirby Lee run, I think the best run was the John Byrne run on the Fantastic Four. I thought those stories were great.
Yeah.
I thought he took umbrage at where it came from. I felt he was respectful, but I liked the directions it went. I liked that.
Oh, that's a nice Kyle.
Gorgeous. Oh, that's fantastic.
That's a great signature.
They are dolls. You are quite correct.
He is so good, dude.
The Variant Dynamic Forces limited to 337, signed by John Romita.
Oh, Kyle, you can put that on my. You can put that
that on the on the Anglophile file.
There's
put it on the Anglophile file, man.
Punisher Warzone #1.
I'm kidding you, Mark.
No, I've already got an Alistair pile from earlier this week, which
there's a cert for the JR. And Nevs is back, so I can show this one since we were talking about
Nevs is back in town.
How about this?
Nice.
First appearance of Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm. Very good comic. First appearance of anal sex in a Marvel comic as well.
Signed by David Mack.
Slam it up my ass, you Cage, is what she said.
You cheat?
No, I'm just joking.
I had that comic. I sold it.
I've never read that. I will say this.
What's the significance of this comic?
Okay, I'll wait until
sex related to Psycho Man, or I'm not.
What's the significance of this comic?
Marvel Boy.
The first appearance of anal sex in a Marvel comic is when Luke Cage and Jessica Jones do that in the end of Alias #1. True story.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
True story. It's made up, but it was published. Therefore,
it's real.
It's real.
It's real
See
to
the
us.
significance
It really
of this right
was
here? Watch
anal
it. Watch.
sex in a Marvel comic.
You ready to drool for this one?
I-
Significance of this one.
Sure, why not?
Why not draw on a comic? That's the best thing you can do to it.
That is the significance of that one. Whose signature is that?
Scribbles
George
McScribbles.
Perez.
Ah,
George Perez, yeah.
Did you forget it? It's sitting on that tall wall.
So a friend of mine recently sold
right. I've got to have
George
some
Perez
food, guys. You guys hanging around for longer?
Not much
from the
longer.
limited
I'm
series.
off in a minute. I'm off in a minute.
So Mark, he
Yeah.
sold the George Perez Starfire cover for 6 figures.
Wow. Nice.
Like six
It's
action
crazy
figures,
how
six
his
dollars.
work
Six
is just,
figures. 6 figures.
yeah.
Wow.
Maybe just barely like exactly 6 figures, but yeah.
Wow.
Romeo
still.
Tangal has a closet full of original George Perez art.
Oh my gosh.
Has an entire. It's jaw dropping. How
Well,
hundreds?
you know
literally
what?
Hundreds.
Probably
of
worth
pieces.
millions now.
Yeah.
He's
Hundreds.
being appreciated like he never was when he was alive,
Well, that's what happens, isn't it?
which is so sad. You know, Neil Adams was pretty appreciated. I don't see him being more appreciated. I don't see him being less, but I don't see him being more. Oh, that's beautiful, man.
That would be a Joe Simon autograph.
I just had
Well, I guess that
Bear
by
with me,
saying
guys, I'm
Joe
looking something up.
Simon.
I'm going to log off, guys. I'll see you next week.
See you, Mark.
Good to see
All right,
you.
see you, mate.
See you,
pal.
guys.
Take care, Mark.
Oh, he left right when I pulled out John Buscema.
Oh,
Little dolls.
is that what you call it?
Buscema. That's what Paolo called it, little dolls.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, Prime. How you doing, man?
Hey, why did Buscema sign a She-Hulk?
All right, guys. I'm calling it a night as well. It's melting in here. I need to open the window.
He
and have,
designed this.
like, some
We'll
oxygen.
see you guys.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
I got to go do some
Good
dinner.
night, fellas. Be good. Like I always say,
See you later, guys.
be
See
good.
you,
If you can't be
buddy.
good, don't get.
Love you
Might take a
guys.
while.
See you soon.
Thank
See
you,
you,
guys.
see you soon.
I know my mom appreciated
See you,
that.
Alistair.
Kind of cool. So
Thanks for coming again. Well, it might take a while because it's taking forever.
Well, Gorflap and Derp just signing off here. Gorflap and Derp Show. It's the Gorflap and Derp Show.
Who the heck are they?